Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Level up in one day. If you want to break off the engagement, you can. Chapter 61. Thinking of this, everyone was confused. I have never heard of such a big family. The lower the cultivation level, the more powerful it is. This really opened their eyes. They couldn't help but look at Dugu Tonghai with a questioning look. How could Dugu Tonghai not see what these people were thinking? A wry smile. But you can't blame these people for thinking so. He immediately explained in a low voice. This old family leader Lin Zhenshan has such a cultivation level, and he is a member of my family in Yanchang. Don't think too much about it, it's not what you think. Actually, Master Lin is still more powerful, but you should not underestimate him. The old master is indeed Master Lin's biological grandfather. Dugu Tonghai must explain clearly. If these people underestimated Lin Zhenshan and made Lin Chen unhappy because of this kind of thing, he might also be implicated. Why don't Xie Dongtian and the others understand? At this moment, everyone had concerns in their hearts. Suddenly, bright and flattering smiles appeared on their faces. Looking at Lin Zhenshan, who was also shocked, Xie Dongtian and others walked over together like stars holding the moon. Ha ha ha, we are really flattered by the visit of Mr. Lin. That's right. I think Mr. Lin is still strong and strong. It's really admirable. Master Lin, please come in quickly. The young master is inside. Don't stand here. Xie Dongtian and his party also lost the arrogance of the heads of major forces. Each one looked like a servant. Lin Zhenshan was dumbfounded. How could he not feel how powerful these people were? She even saw Xie Dongtian from a distance once. Knowing this person's identity, he is the master of Feiyan Pavilion. Yancheng is his subordinate city. There was a time when such a big shot wouldn't even give him a second glance. People passing by might spit in disdain and call it rubbish. But now they are offering him as an offering to their ancestors. Master, could it be Chen'er? He's here too. Lin Zhenshan was startled and looked away. Sure enough, he saw Lin Chen and Dugu Wanqing standing together, and he was overjoyed. When Lin Chen went to Hidden Dragon Valley to find the last medicinal plant, White Jade Ganoderma, he was still a little worried. Now that I am in the City Lord's mansion, I don't know if I have found the White Jade Ganoderma lucidum, but it is obviously safe. As long as this puts him at ease. Now, as long as something happens to Lin Chen, the Lin family will be doomed in an instant. As long as Lin Chen is alive, he will be full of confidence and fighting spirit. It's just that he can't figure it out. Why do these famous big shots respect Lin Chen so much? Even humble. Did he still underestimate Lin Chen? He couldn't figure it out and didn't give him much time to think. At this moment, these big shots that he usually looked up to were looking at him eagerly. He also reacted, didn't understand the situation. He smiled a little cautiously and said with cupped hands, "Seniors, you are so polite, my old master. I am just a small person in Yan City." Lin Zhenshan was really right. Although some of these people looked younger than him. But he can probably be regarded as his grandfather. He suddenly couldn't accept it and was a little flattered. But after hearing Lin Zhenshan's words, Xie Dongtian and the others were even more flattered. This is Lin Chen's grandfather, that is their grandfather. Naturally, we can't neglect it. Xie Dongtian and others waved their hands repeatedly. Master Lin, you are so polite. Come in quickly. How dare we call ourselves seniors in front of you? Okay, go in, go in. Lin Zhenshan didn't understand the situation either, so he went in first. Just ask Lin Chen. Lin Chen didn't expect Lin Zhenshan to arrive so soon. He also walked over with a smile. Lin Zhenshan looked at Lin Chen, who was becoming more and more energetic, with extreme satisfaction in his eyes. I am proud to have Lin Chen in the Lin family. Chen'er, why are you here? What's going on? Why are these seniors so? Lin Zhenshan thought that they were too humble. But the words were still not spoken. Something doesn't feel right. After all, people are still here. Lin Chen naturally understood what Lin Zhenshan wanted to say. Just explain what happened before. Lin Chen had never mentioned the matter of awakening the immortal body to Lin Zhenshan. It's not a big deal when you think about it. However, the movement was so loud that it unexpectedly shocked Lin Zhenshan. After listening to Lin Chen's explanation, Lin Zhenshan also secretly clicked his tongue. Although he doesn't know what an immortal body is. But I also heard that this immortal body was very powerful, and you could tell by looking at Xie Dongtian and the other's eyes. There was envy in his eyes. After that, Lin Chen waved his hands and said, "From now on, Xie Dongtian and the others are subordinates of my Lin family, and they all obey the orders of my Lin family." Lin Zhenshan looked shocked. He looked at Lin Chen in disbelief, and then at Xie Dongtian and the others. Xie Dongtian and the other Shantian Dzogchen sect masters were not embarrassed at all. Noticing Lin Zhenshan's eyes, he even looked proud. Let Lin Zhenshan fully understand that Lin Chen's power may be beyond his imagination. I finally understood why Lin Chen was so unconcerned when he heard that the Yulin family was coming. Although many things were briefly mentioned in Lin Chen's words just now, he couldn't tell how powerful Lin Chen was. Especially Dugu Wanqing, who was already in the early stage of innateness just by awakening her immortal body. He is only at the first level of the true Yuan realm. There is also Dugu Tonghai, who has also reached the innate realm. And they were all because of their contact with Lin Chen in just 2 days. You don't need to think about it to know how terrifying Lin Chen is. It even made Lin Zhenshan feel, so what if someone from the Yulin family came? They are not just a bunch of chickens and dogs. Looking at Xie Dongtian and the others again, they were also speechless. Such a strong man would one day fall under the control of a small family leader like him, who is at the first level of the true Yuan realm. Scenes that have never appeared in dreams have really happened at this moment. Lin Chen's meaning was very clear. From now on, these people would be the subordinates of the Lin family. And he is the head of the Lin family. These people dare not disobey him. And they looked like they were getting something cheap. It was all because of Lin Chen. The Lin family suddenly became a top power. This power is enough to cover a radius of 5,000 miles. In other words, the Lin family not only gained these powerful men, but also gained a large territory. Just when Lin Zhenshan was still feeling this, Xie Dongtian spoke again. "The young master is right. We have just joined, and the young master helped us improve our skills and gave us such a large space stone. From now on, we will definitely follow the lead of the Lin family. If anything happens to the old master Lin, no matter what happens, command. Improve your skills." Space stone. Lin Zhenshan was confused again. These are all words of tiger and wolf. He simply froze on the spot and was at a loss. But he soon realized that it was not unusual for anything surprising to happen to Lin Chen. Even looking at the space stone that Xie Dongtian took out, Lin Zhenshan drooled for a while. How could he not have heard of such a good thing? He just felt a little distressed at the moment. I don't know where Lin Chen got such a great opportunity. Do you feel like Lin Chen is a bit of a prodigal? Can this space stone be given away to others? Thinking of this, Lin Zhenshan came to Lin Chen and whispered, "Chen'er, this space stone is such a treasure, how can you give it away casually?" He spoke very quietly, fearing that Xie Dongtian and the others would hear him. Lin Chen thought it was something. He casually pointed at the huge space stone that had not been put away and said, "We have plenty of these things, so we can't be too stingy if we give them some casually." Lin Zhenshan looked in the direction of Lin Chen's finger, and his body suddenly trembled again. This turns out to be all of them. Lin Zhenshan looked at Lin Chen in shock. It was like the first day I met him. Every day now, it feels like getting to know him again. After Lin Zhenshan was stunned for a while, he got used to it. I felt that I still had to gradually adapt to Lin Chen. If you are more surprised, you won't be surprised anymore. But what Lin Chen said next made Lin Zhenshan's heart skip a beat. I almost wanted to kneel down to Lin Chen. Lin Chen pointed at the treasures of heaven and earth that Dugu Wanqing took out before he could take them back. Said, "I have more things that are better than space stones here. I will put some in the warehouse when I get back." Lin Chen patted the bulging space bag on his waist. Lin Zhenshan's eyes twitched again. She shouted in her heart, "These things. Chen'er's waist isn't all covered with them, right? How many of them must there be?" After reacting, Lin Zhenshan swallowed his saliva and nodded repeatedly, "Okay, okay. Chen'er, do you have anything else to do here? If not, let's go back." Lin Zhenshan couldn't wait to see these treasures put in the warehouse. How amazing that would be. So precious. He is somewhat knowledgeable. At least he still recognized the ambergris. Such treasures, if returned to the Lin family, would probably shock the entire Lin family. Thinking of this, Lin Zhenshin looked at Lin Chen expectantly. If he wasn't worried about so many people here, he would have just dragged Lin Chen back. Lin Chen looked at Dugu Wanqing and saw that the immortal body had also awakened. There's nothing wrong with him staying here. He just nodded, looked at Dugu Wanqing and said, Wanqing, you have just awakened your immortal body and broken through the innate realm. Practice the star Xuanyuan Ju I passed on to you and stabilize your realm. It won't be long before you will be promoted again. Well, okay master, I remember it. Dugu Wanqing smiled and nodded. After that, Lin Chen put away the huge space stone and said goodbye. Xie Dongtian and a group of Shantian Dzogchen sect masters took charge of the teaching, so they naturally followed closely. From now on, they are regarded as affiliated forces of the Lin family. Naturally, I want to see the family my young master belongs to. At the same time, he is always ready to do what he is told. Dugu Tonghai even envied the Lin family. Although people like Xie Dongtian respect Lin Chen very much because of his relationship with Dugu Wanqing. But they became members of the Lin family after all. They will only obey the orders of the Lin family. Seeing that Lin Chen was leaving, Dugu Tonghai immediately took Uncle Fu and some people from the city lord's mansion to see him off. Master Lin, as well as the old master and everyone else, I'll see you off. All the way out of the city lord's mansion, Dugu Tonghai personally walked to the door. Watching Lin Chen and others leave, and the people who had been outside waiting eagerly to watch were also talking about it. Oh my god, aren't those people all the strong men who flew over Yancheng before? At least they are innate strong men. It's so scary. Just looking at it makes my soul tremble. He is definitely a strong man beyond our imagination. Young Master Lin Chen is also here, and walking at the front. What happened? Everyone was confused. I don't know what happened to make so many strong men follow behind Lin Chen. Like a subordinate, no one can figure it out. Although it was already known that Lin Chen had recovered his Dantian and was able to practice. But no one would have thought that he could be so powerful that he could make these powerful men surrender. They kept watching Lin Chen and others leave, but they also knew that Lin Chen and the Lin Chen of the past might have undergone earth-shaking changes that they were unaware of. While walking, Lin Zhenshin also asked curiously, Chenur, did you find anything to gain from looking for the white jade Ganoderma lucidum? Lin Zhenshin has also been worried about his son Lin Yuanbai in the past 2 days. But I also know that this white jade Ganoderma lucidum is not so easy to find. He can understand failure, but when Lin Chen took out the white jade Ganoderma lucidum and showed it to him, he was also excited. There was light in his eyes. Great. Yuanbai is saved. We have collected these 3 medicines. Yuanbai will recover soon. Chenur, you are truly the chosen one. You are blessed with good luck. Lin Zhenshin also had to sigh. Lin Chen's changes were so amazing. Lin Chen smiled and didn't say much. What kind of luck? Anyone with this ability is awesome, he relies on pure strength. Not long after, the group returned to the Lin family. When Xie Dongtian and others saw the Lin family, there was a sudden silence. Even if the place is small, there is no comparison with the area occupied by their power. The strength is also appallingly poor. There are so many qi refining realms. It's hard to see one even in the body tempering realm. Finally understood what Dugu Tonghai said before, Lin Zhenshin's strength is indeed real. I'm afraid it's thanks to Lin Chen coming out of the family. Otherwise, this Lin family is just a small family. Even so, they did not dare to look down upon it. It was precisely because Lin Chen was in the Lin family. No matter how bad these people are, they must treat them seriously and carefully without making any mistakes. They were also extremely envious of the Lin family, wondering why their sect didn't have such a powerful person. Xie Dongtian and the others were surprised to see the Lin family. The Lin family was not shocked. A group of people with such turbulent momentum and obviously strong strength just followed Lin Chen and Lin Zhenshin back. Who else wouldn't be confused after seeing this? Many Lin family disciples couldn't help but retreat. Seeing this situation, Xie Dongtian and the others also took the initiative to put away their aura and the slight leakage of their cultivation power. Try to appear as approachable as possible. However, these people dominate one side, and no matter how much they hide it, their underlying aura cannot be completely concealed. They could only follow helplessly. Lin Zhenchen was also smiling. Although Xie Dongtian and the others nominally submitted to the Lin family, Lin Zhenchen knew that they were only submitting to Lin Chen. Naturally, he will not be complacent. He still said politely, "The fact that you all are here is also a blessing to my Lin family, because my son is seriously injured and has been looking for medicinal herbs. Now that the herbs have been collected, we still need treatment as soon as possible. I'm afraid I won't be able to receive you well for the time being. Please go to the lounge to rest for a while." Finished. Lin Zhenchen looked at Lin Chen's third uncle, Lin Chengfang, who had come out. "Chengfang, come and lead all the guests to the lounge. Don't show any neglect." Lin Zhenchen's serious voice also shocked Lin Chengfang's body. He is already higher in cultivation than other members of the Lin family. Naturally, we can see that these people are extraordinary. I was also extremely shocked. I don't know why so many powerful people came to the Lin family. I also know that this is not the time to ask too many questions. Quickly lead the way for everyone. Come on, everyone, come with me and take a rest first. Lin Chengfang made a gesture of invitation. Lin Zhenchen also nodded with satisfaction. Fortunately, he was not the stupid young man like Lin Hu. Otherwise, he really wouldn't dare let him receive it. Lin Chengfang undoubtedly needs to be more prudent in his affairs. All the Shantian Dzogchen sect leaders also bowed their hands politely and stood up. However, Xie Dongtian did not move. Said, "Since someone is seriously injured, I, Xie, am not very talented, but I have a lot of insights into healing. Why don't you let me follow you and have a look?" Lin Zhenchen's body suddenly froze. I already knew Xie Dongtian's identity on the way here. The majestic master of Feiyan Pavilion, what a powerful man he is. And he has also heard that Feiyan is good at growing medicinal herbs and has a very clear understanding of the habits of medicinal herbs. Xie Dongtian, the master of Feiyan Pavilion, is even more proficient in pharmacology. With him following you, you are indeed much safer. Thinking of this, Lin Zhenchen did not refuse. He nodded and said, "Then I'll trouble you to come with me." Xie Dongtian smiled. Obviously the person to be treated should be an important figure in the Lin family. He had seen Lin Chen take out white jade Ganoderma lucidum before. Lin Chen could be asked to find the medicinal herbs in person, and the person who needed to be treated would not be an ordinary person. If you can help Lin Chen, you might be rewarded by Lin Chen. This is undoubtedly a good opportunity for him. Opportunities are reserved for those who are prepared. Obviously he was well prepared. Usually when I go out, I will bring my belongings to save people and some medicinal herbs. It is said that it cannot play some supporting role. Thinking of this, Xie Dongtian still looked at Lin Chen with a questioning expression. Without Lin Chen's approval, he naturally wouldn't dare to mess around. Lin Chen nodded slightly and said, "Then you can come along." Okay, Xie Dongtian nodded happily. The three of them went to Lin Yuanbai's room together. The other two medicinal materials were also placed there in advance. Now all that is needed is Lin Chen, the last herb. Then you can save Lin Yuanbai. 7-star grass, green blood lotus and white jade Ganoderma are all miraculous medicines. Especially white jade Ganoderma lucidum is a top elixir. The 3 elixirs added together have a very good healing effect. It can even save people who are dying. Xie Dongtian naturally knows this too. I was slightly surprised to see these 3 herbs. Unexpectedly, Lin Chen found them all in such a short period of time. Very powerful indeed. The 3 of them looked at Lin Yuanbai on the bed. At this moment, he was lying there motionless, his face a little pale. A servant was wiping Lin Yuanbai's body. Upon seeing this, Lin Zhenchen said, "Okay, you go out first." Yes, the servant nodded and respectfully left the room. After the servants left, Lin Zhensai said, "With these 3 herbs, Yuanbai should be able to be revived. Lai Chen'er, please give me the white jade Ganoderma lucidum." Lin Chen did not hesitate. He doesn't know how to cure illnesses and save lives. Lin Zhenchen obviously knows something. Lin Zhenchen took the white jade Ganoderma lucidum. I just tore some off, and took out some of the 2 medicinal herbs, 7-star grass and blue blood lotus, and put them in a jar. Then the mashing begins. As he moved, he said to Xie Dongtian, "Your Excellency is proficient in pharmacology. If I do anything wrong, just remind me." Xie Dongtian also hurriedly smiled and waved his hands. My dear master, you are welcome. You did the right thing. Crush these 3 herbs, extract the essence, and let the juice flow out through the gaps in the jar. Then feeding it into the mouth of the seriously injured person and entering the body can cure the unconscious person. Xie Dongtian also recognized Lin Zhenshen's approach. But then, he changed the topic. But in this case, the injured person will enter a period of weakness for a long time even after recovering. There may even be sequelae. Upon hearing this, Lin Zhenshen and Lin Chen were both slightly stunned. Lin Zhenshen found this method from the ancient books of the Lin family. After studying carefully these days, I also know that there are such sequelae. But compared to these, isn't being alive already the best outcome? Hearing this at this moment, Lin Zhenshen's eyes lit up. Hearing the meaning of Xie Dongtian's words, he hurriedly asked, "Do you mean that this kind of sequelae can be avoided?" Xie Dongtian chuckled and nodded. "Of course, I have a unique acupuncture method. After I do acupuncture and then give medicine, naturally there will be no such sequelae." Hearing this, Lin Zhenshen suddenly felt happy. Naturally, I have no doubts about Xie Dongtian's words. Even Lin Chen smiled slightly. Although he owns 2 resurrection talismans, this kind of thing is so precious, it is absolutely a good thing that defies heaven. It will have a greater role in the future. Being able to avoid using nature is the best outcome. Since Your Excellency said so, please excuse me, I will continue grinding the medicine. As Lin Zhenshen spoke, his hand movements did not stop. Xie Dongtian nodded and took out a set of acupuncture needles from his space bag. The overall appearance is bright silver. Then he smiled at Lin Chen and started acupuncture for Lin Yuanbai. It didn't take long to complete all of this. Then he looked at Lin Zhenshen, who had finished grinding the potion and produced a lot of potion, and said, "Please give me some potion, please." Lin Zhenshen nodded and pointed at Lin Yuanbai's body acupuncture points. Then Lin Yuanbai opened his mouth and fed the medicine in. Suddenly, Lin Yuanbai's entire body was emitting bursts of fluorescence. Not long after, Lin Yuanbai's body began to tremble. Then open your eyes completely. The effect of the medicine is really good. Plus Xie Dongtian's unique acupuncture technique. Lin Yuanbai's miraculous recovery. And he seems to be in good spirits. He just looked around in confusion. Finally, he looked at Lin Chen and Lin Zhenshen inside the room. "Chen'er, father, what happened to me before?" Lin Yuanbai's memory was a little confused. He vaguely remembered that at the banquet that day, he was slapped by Yu Lanruo. Now it feels like living again. It made him feel like he was in another world. Lin Zhenshen was also excited when he saw this, so he explained the matter. Lin Yuanbai secretly smacked his tongue after hearing this. "I didn't expect that I would be so seriously injured." Looking at Lin Chen, Lin Yuanbai's eyes were filled with excitement, and finally he just said in a low voice, "Thank you, Chen'er." Lin Chen waved his hand and said, "You're welcome, just stay alive." Afterwards, Lin Yuanbai looked at Xie Dongtian and sat up, cupped his hands cautiously and said, "Thank you, senior, for saving your life." Xie Dongtian was immediately startled. Take a step back quickly. How could he dare to accept Lin Yuanbai's thanks? Already knowing the identities of Lin Yuanbai and Lin Chen, he wouldn't dare to be so presumptuous even if he had 10 courages. Immediately he waved his hands. "Mr. Lin is too polite. I am now the young master's subordinate, and I will also be your subordinate in the future. If you have any instructions, just tell me. I am grateful for such a small thing." Lin Yuanbai secretly smacked his tongue. Naturally, I can feel Xie Dongtian's power, and I also learned the identity of Xie Dongtian, the master of Feiyan Pavilion, from Lin Zhenshen's words just now. Such a big boss actually became Lin Chen's subordinate. What happened while he was in coma? He couldn't imagine it. It is also difficult to understand. However, after seeing Xie Dongtian's performance, he knew that if he said any more, he would scare the pavilion master to death. Just say no more. Lin Chen nodded with satisfaction when he saw Lin Yuanbai recovering so well. He casually threw a space bag to Xie Dongtian and said, "Sorry to trouble you, you did a good job, this is your reward." Xie Dongtian was momentarily stunned. I carefully opened the space bag, but after just one glance, I felt short of breath. I knew I was right to follow him this time. Otherwise, how could I have such an opportunity? When he was packing up these treasures, Lin Chen asked Zhang Chengdao to put some of every good thing in there. It's just so he can give it away. After all, he rarely uses it. Lin Zhenchen felt distressed again, but after looking at the full space bag hanging on Lin Chen's waist, he felt that this was just a drop in the bucket for Lin Chen. Then he looked at Lin Yuanbai, who had recovered, feeling happy in his heart. After all, he is his biological son. At the same time, there was also a feeling of guilt. I had never paid much attention to Lin Yuanbai and Lin Chen before. Now the rise of the entire Lin family depends on Lin Chen. It made him even more ashamed. Looking at Lin Yuanbai, Lin Zhenchen said, Yuanbai, you have given birth to a good son. In the past, my father owed you a debt. From now on, apart from me and Chen'er, you are the one who has the final say in the Lin family. The position of the next head of the family from now on belongs to you. Lin Zhenchen knew that without Lin Chen, the Lin family would not be as brilliant as it is now. Lin Yuanbai contributed a lot. By making Lin Yuanbai the successor of the family head, Lin Chen will also be involved with the Lin family in the future. Lin Zhenchen knew that Lin Chen was not a thing in the pond and would fly high one day. It was impossible to stay in the Lin family forever. Lin Yuanbai was shocked when he heard this. Suddenly I felt flattered. Once upon a time, Lin Zhenchen only focused on the development of the Lin family and never paid much attention to him. He knew that this was all because of Lin Chen. There was also a feeling in my heart that I had always misjudged Lin Chen before. Really blind, he quickly waved his hand and said, Father is too polite. No matter how virtuous or capable I am, I just need to be the same as before. Lin Yuanbai knew how much he weighed and how little he was capable of. On weekdays, he was very satisfied just helping out with some trivial matters at the Lin family. The meaning behind Lin Zhenchen's words was to let him take over the Lin family. This put him under a lot of pressure and he quickly refused. Lin Zhenchen waved his hand. Yuanbai, you don't have to refuse, it's just decided. It's useless for anyone to say it. I believe other people will have no objections. Lin Yuanbai always listened to Lin Zhenchen's words. There was also a moment of silence. He didn't refute anymore to avoid making Lin Zhenchen angry. The worst thing to do is find a way to refuse later. Yuanbai, you have a good rest. You don't have to worry about anything now. If you can wake up, the whole Lin family will be happy. Lin Zhenchen personally helped Lin Yuanbai lie down. A big stone in my heart finally landed safely. Then he stood up and said, Chen'er and Mr. Xie, let's all go out and let Yuanbai have a good rest. Hearing this, both of them nodded. After going out, Lin Zhenchen looked at Xie Dongtian and said, From now on, I will call you Mr. Xie. Mr. Xie, please come with me and let's go to the lounge to discuss some things. Lin Zhenchen rubbed his hands. From now on, these powerful people belong to the Lin family. It made him excited and at the same time more confident. Calculating the time, people from the Yulin family will arrive soon. Naturally, he had to prepare. With Xie Dongtian and others joining in, what does the mere Yulin family mean to him? The previous worries were swept away, and I felt extremely relaxed. Xie Dongtian also smiled and nodded and said, Old master, you don't have to be so polite. It's okay to call me by my name. Let's go. Lin Zhenchen looked at Lin Chen. Lin Chen shook his head and said, You guys can talk first. It's getting late, so I'll go back first. Not coming back for so long saves Xiaozi from worrying. Moreover, the Yulin family has never been taken seriously by him, and he doesn't care at all. These things can be taken to the warehouse. Lin Chen casually threw out 5 full-space bags. Enough to fill up the Lin family's warehouse. It is enough for him to carry the rest with him. Well, Chen'er, you go ahead. Just leave this little thing to me. Lin Zhenchen said goodbye to Lin Chen with a smile. Long Qi also immediately followed. It didn't take long for him to return to his residence. As before, it is still shaded by flowers and plants. Xiaozi was sitting there practicing quietly. His cultivation level has reached a stable breakthrough, and he looks more and more energetic. There is no trace of the appearance of the previous maid, and she has a somewhat earthly temperament. Hearing the movement, Xiaozi immediately opened her eyes and looked at Lin Chen in surprise. After that, he came over and gave Lin Chen a big hug. Master, you are back, is everything going well? Lin Chen nodded. Of course it went well. Then he explained the fact that Lin Yuanbai had woken up. Xiaozi was also very happy after hearing this. That's great. Master finally woke up. It's almost dark. Master, please sit down quickly and Xiaozi will cook for you. Lin Chen nodded lightly and asked Long Qi to go to the courtyard first. Not long after, Xiaozi finished cooking and Lin Chen had a rest together. Early the next morning, the third level of True Element Realm. Lin Chen broke through smoothly, still sleeping with Xiaozi in his arms. Today's Lin family is also extremely lively. Streams of light continued to enter Yancheng, and then entered the Lin family. Many people gathered around the Lin family. But fortunately, there were people from the Dugu Tonghai City Lord's palace waiting around. Otherwise, the Lin family members alone would really not be able to stop him. They were all shocked and curious as to why so many strong men came to the Lin family. These people are naturally Xie Dongtian's Feiyan Pavilion, as well as those powerful personnel belonging to the leader of the Shantian Dzogchen sect. Those who come to the lowest level are all innate realms. There is no way for it to come innately. Yesterday, Lin Zhenshan and Xie Dongtian briefly talked about the situation of the Yulin family, and Xie Dongtian and the others naturally understood instantly. Immediately Flying Pigeons sent a message, calling on their powerful people to come. Treat everything as your own business. Almost all the innate experts from all the major forces within a radius of 5,000 miles were dispatched. Altogether, there were more than 200 people. At this moment, everyone in the Lin family gathered together in the small Lin family, and their faces were full of brilliance. Originally, I was worried that the Lin family would face disaster after the arrival of Yulin's family. Looking back now, the Yulin family is nothing. They're just a bunch of chickens and dogs. Confidence. This is the confidence of the Lin family today. Lin Zhenshan looked at the scene in front of him as if he was in a dream. I truly feel what it means to have one call and 100 responses. He just said it, but he didn't expect these forces to work so hard. Almost everyone in the family was called over. What is the concept of more than 208 strong men? There were people flying over almost the entire Lin family every now and then. The entire Yancheng people were stunned. I know that this is most likely related to Lin Chen. Many people didn't know that people from the Yulin family would come today. So I have no idea what these people are doing. But I also know how terrifying the Lin family is now. I can't wait to go in immediately and establish a good relationship with the Lin family's servants. Maybe find a job in the Lin family, and it will be a great opportunity to be spotted by any innate strong person in the future. The young ladies from many families are even more direct, dreaming that if they can enter the Lin family and serve as Lin Chen's foot-warming maid, they might be able to ascend to heaven from then on. Today, the Lin family must be the protagonists of the entire Yancheng. Everyone knows this. Lin Zhenshan murmured. The people from the Yulin family haven't come yet, and there are so many powerful people in charge, so what does the Yulin family mean? Chen'er is probably still resting, so this kind of trivial matter won't bother him. Almost everyone in the Lin family cheered. But there were only two of them. At this moment, his face turned pale. The arrival of every innate strong person is a blow and a heavy blow to the psychology of the two. Lin Chen's uncle Lin Jinggrong and his son Lin Xiaoguang were even trembling slightly at this moment. Just yesterday, when he saw Xie Dongtian and others arriving, Lin Jinggrong had secretly sent a letter to the Yulin family to inform them of the situation here. In fact, he had already colluded with the Yulin family. It's just that the members of the Yulin family died too quickly last time, so he was not exposed. And when he was treating Lin Yuanbai's injuries yesterday, he overheard Lin Zhenshan's words. Lin Zhenshan actually wants to pass the position of head of the family to that good-for-nothing Lin Yuanbai. This is something he absolutely cannot accept. He was the direct heir to the head of the Lin family, but because of Lin Chen, Lin Zhenshan wanted to directly pass this position to Lin Yuanbai. Not to mention how envious he was. More resentment. He envied Lin Yuanbai for giving birth to a good son. I also resented why Lin Yuanbai gave birth to such a terrifying heir. He obviously found a way to secretly destroy the Dantian. But it can still rise. Become that genius again, even stronger. So strong that it makes people afraid. Suffocating. That's right. The reason why Lin Chen's Dantian was abolished at that time was because he secretly arranged it. Nobody knows. Only he knows. He asked someone to put medicine in Lin Chen's food, a chronic poison that would slowly damage Lin Chen's Dantian meridians. This makes it impossible to practice. Lin Chen was extremely dazzling at that time, and he knew that if he allowed it to develop, it would definitely threaten him and his son. So he doesn't allow this to happen. But who would have thought that even though he had done so much, he would still be promoted by Lin Chen? And it's unattainable. Who are these people? They are all innately strong. How frightening. Lin Jingbrong seemed to have seen what a miserable scene there would be the moment he was exposed. This is Lin Chen's current energy. He could summon so many innate experts at will without even needing Lin Chen to come forward. Lin Jingbrong was very worried at the moment, worried that the Yulin family would not be able to deal with the Lin family. He had discussed it all with the Yulin family. As long as we help get rid of people like Lin Chen and Lin Zhenshan, he can become the head of the Lin family. From now on, he will take control of the Lin family. The Yulin family will never be threatened again. The Yulin family also agreed. He has even imagined that he will be the boss of the Lin family in the future and be very arrogant. Pity. It all seems so futile now. Not to mention Lin Xiaoguang. He knew this too. The last time I was slapped by Lin Chen was so embarrassing. He always held a grudge. I originally thought that this time I could see Lin Chen being cut into pieces by people from the Yulin family. But the sight in front of him made him confused. I couldn't help but trembled. Dad, will the Yulin family succeed? I'm so scared. Lin Jingbrong shook his head in confusion. I don't know, Xiaoguang, don't ask. I really don't know. How could Lin Jingbrong still have the confidence to answer this question? At this moment, I was already thinking about running for my life. Just when Lin Jingbrong was thinking like this, Lin Zhenshan's voice suddenly came, startling him. I almost peed on the spot. Jingbrong, Xiaoguang, why are you standing there in a daze? Why don't you hurry up and receive the guests? You really don't have any expression at all. Lin Zhenshan was a little angry. These are all innately strong people, and they are here to help. The minimum courtesy should always be given to others. But these two people were still in a daze. Oh, okay, we'll be right over. Lin Jingbrong was frightened and worried. At this moment, he could only hope that the people in the Yulin family would be stronger. It doesn't feel like there is no chance of winning at all. He knows more than others and knows the relationship between Jun Wuchen and the Yulin family. I also know that this time, Jun Wuchen sent the elders from Xiaoyao tomb. Maybe we will defeat these people and proceed according to the original plan. Jun Wuchen is the biological son of the master of Xiaoyaozhong, and his talent is also amazing. The relationship with Yulanruo is very good. Although they did not come this time, 2 elders were also sent. Although he didn't know the strength of the elders of Xiaoyao tomb, at this moment, he just hoped that the stronger the better. Lin Jingbrong put away these thoughts, kicked his son Lin Xiaoguang and said, let's go, don't show it, we may not have lost yet. Well, Lin Xiaoguang's voice was still trembling, but after saying 2 good words, he seemed to have found a lot of confidence in himself. Stand up straight, try to control your fear, and go with Lin Jingbrong to receive these innate strong men. At this time, in Yulin's house, Jun Wuchen is dressed in white, his face is as sharp as a knife, and his temperament is as pure as dust. Looking at the somewhat worried Yulanruo, she smiled and said, Xiaoro, stop being so sullen. Aren't you just a mere Lin family? You can destroy them easily. If you are still not satisfied, I will ask them to destroy Yancheng as well. This time I came here specifically to comfort you because of your matter, and in order not to worry you, I also sent 2 elders from Xiaoyao tomb to follow you personally. In addition, almost all the experts from your Yulin family are dispatched, and even your father went there in person, so don't worry. After finishing speaking, Jun Wuchen couldn't help but shake his head helplessly. Yulanruo was engaged to a member of the Lin family named Lin Chen, and he had always known about it. If Yulin could break off the engagement for him this time, he would be very happy. Yulanruo is not only talented, but also beautiful. Although Yulin's family is a bit poor, Jun Wuchen still likes Yulanruo very much. He even used the energy of Xiaoyao tomb to help the Yulin family a lot. This brought about a big leap in the overall strength of the Yulin family. Let the Yulin family try their best to be worthy of him, Jun Wuchen. Although I don't know what stimulation Yu Lanruo received when she went to Lin's house this time. But for Xiaoyao Tomb, a small place in Yancheng, he could destroy it with just a flip of his hand. Not to mention just one of the small families. Yu Lanruo naturally knew this. It's only been a few days. What can Lin Chen do no matter how talented he is? In front of the two elders of Xiaoyao Tomb, they were just scum-like existences. But she always felt uneasy. She didn't know why. I still can't forget what happened that day. Lin Chen's performance was too scary. Hearing Zheng Wuchen's comfort at this moment, he felt a little relieved. But he still said, Wuchen, you don't know, if you hadn't given me the life-saving pill this time, I might not have been able to come back. And there are two freaks in the Lin family. One is named Xiaozi. She is very scary, especially Lin Chen. He is simply inhuman. I am afraid his talent exceeds yours. Even though he knew Zheng Wuchen would be unhappy when he heard this. But Yu Lanruo still said it. She felt that this matter was very serious and she did not dare to hide it at all. Once Lin Chen is allowed to survive, it will be too terrifying. The Yulin family is not the only one who is unlucky. I am afraid that Xiaoyao Tomb, where Zheng Wuchen is, will also be unlucky in the future. What? Really? Zheng Wuchen raised his eyebrows when he heard this, feeling a little unhappy in his heart. He has always been proud of his talent. At the age of 16, he had already broken through to the True Essence realm. When you reach the 5th level of the True Essence realm, you will be able to defeat ordinary innate experts. This talent can be said to be unique. Everyone in Xiaoyao Tomb has high hopes. His current cultivation level has reached the half-step Qi realm. Breaking through to the Qi realm is only a matter of time. And now, Yu Lanruo actually told him that his talent was not as good as Lin Chen from a small family. How could he accept this? But seeing Yu Lanruo's haggard look, Zheng Wuchen still put away his displeasure. He waved his hands disdainfully and said, I think you are worrying too much, Xiaoruo. You may not understand my talent at all. Not to mention a little Lin Chen, even within a radius of 100,000 miles, it is difficult to find a genius who can match me. Zheng Wuchen had confidence in his eyes. Yu Lanruo looked at Zheng Wuchen's confident look, even though she didn't want to hurt him. But in the end, he slowly spoke. Lin Chen defeated my 6th uncle, Yulin Kemming, who is at the 3rd level of the True Yuan realm, when he was at the 5th level of the Body Tempering realm, and it was an instant kill. What? How can this be? Zheng Wuchen didn't want to believe this fact, and his face showed surprise. In other words, he didn't believe what Yu Lanruo said at all. The 5th level of the Body Tempering realm defeated the 3rd level of the True Essence realm. Even when Zheng Wuchen was at the 5th level of the Body Tempering realm, he thought he couldn't do it. This is too scary. Even though he is now halfway to the Qi realm, he once fought against the innate strong men at the 5th level of the True Yuan realm without losing. But so what? Even if you don't fall behind, it is very difficult to defeat the most ordinary innate strong man. It can only be comparable. Not to mention continuously crossing 3 realms to instantly kill the enemy. This is an instant kill. Zheng Wuchen felt that this was completely a fantasy. Looking at Yu Lanruo, Zheng Wuchen no longer cared about Yu Lanruo's mood at the moment. Xiao Ruo, I think you were too severely stimulated at the Lin family, why are you talking nonsense? Do you know what you're talking about? Rather than saying that Zheng Wuchen didn't want to believe it, he was actually more unwilling to admit that a small Yancheng actually had a genius better than him. If it was true, he couldn't accept it. He, who is a proud man of heaven, doesn't want to believe such a thing at all. Yu Lanruo didn't understand, but if Zheng Wuchen is not informed clearly, Zheng Wuchen will be allowed to despise Lin Chen. Once Lin Chen escapes this time, he will grow up in the future. That would be extremely terrifying. It will be a disaster for the Yulin family. For Xiaoyao Tomb, it may also be a catastrophe. Yu Lanruo knew that her interests were firmly tied to Zheng Wuchen. We cannot allow this to happen. She took a deep breath and said seriously, Wuchen, I know saying this will hurt your confidence, but that's the truth. I don't need to lie to you. Lin Chen and that Xiaozi must die. If any of them are allowed to escape, we will all be unlucky in the future. I can be sure of this. Yu Lanruo was extremely convinced of this. Only those who experienced it at that time can understand how terrifying Lin Chen and Xiaozi really were. Unless these two people die, Yulin will not be able to sleep peacefully. It won't take long for these two people to grow to an extremely terrifying level. By that time, they would have no chance at all. At this time, Jun Wuchen looked at Yulanruo, who was serious and finally understood the importance of this matter. He pondered for a moment, and then said, "The two elders we sent out are both at the early stage of the Qi Si realm and are higher than me. Logically speaking, they are enough to deal with the Lin family. But after listening to what you said, Xiao Ruo, if it is true, we really cannot keep these two people. And within a radius of 100,000 miles, I won't allow anyone to be more talented than me." Jun Wuchen felt jealous for the first time. This was something he had never felt before. Even when he was at the 5th level of the True Essence realm, he was unable to be such a terrifying genius monster. Why can others do it? Thinking of this, Jun Wuchen gently held Yulanruo's shoulders and said, "Xiao Ruo, thank you for telling me this news. You should have a good rest first and leave other matters to me to arrange." Yulanruo nodded slightly, also relieved. What she fears most now is that Jun Wuchen will despise Lin Chen. After Jun Wuchen comforted Yulanruo, he gently turned around and left. Although he didn't think that the mere Lin family could withstand the arrival of the two early-stage Qihai realms from Xiaoyaozhong. But for safety reasons, he has to send one more person. Out the door. At the door stood an old man quietly with his eyes closed. His hair is gray and he looks a little messy. Anyone who sees him will feel that he is just an ordinary old man. But Jun Wuchen knew the terror of this old man. It is already the middle stage of the Qi Si realm. It was the 5th elder of his Xiaoyao tomb, Murong Baichuan. Following his father's orders, he was responsible for following and protecting him. Jun Wuchen was not only the biological son of the master of Xiaoyao tomb, he was also a rare genius in Xiaoyao tomb for hundreds of years. Nature is extremely protected, even if he is already very powerful. Looking at Murong Baichuan, Jun Wuchen said, "5th elder, please wake up." Suddenly, Murong Baichuan opened his eyes suddenly, like a sharp sword. He turned around casually, bowed his hands to Jun Wuchen and said, "Sir, what are your orders?" Murong Baichuan also respected Jun Wuchen. How old is Jun Wuchen? He is only 27 or 88 years old. It will be a matter of time before he surpasses him in the future. It is the future of Xiaoyao tomb. Although it is only half-step to the Qi Si realm now. But it is already able to compete with the strong ones in the early stage of Qi Si realm. His mission is to protect Jun Wuchen. It was also of his own free will. He knew that there must be something important when Jun Wuchen came to him suddenly. Normally, Jun Wuchen would not call him. Jun Wuchen nodded slightly. "5th elder, I also ask you to do something. This matter is very important." "Sir, please tell me." 5th elder Murong Baichuan made a listening posture. "Here's the thing, I need the 5th elder to go to Yancheng and help the two previous elders to completely annihilate the Lin family, leaving no one alive." Jun Wuchen said in a deep voice. "What?" As soon as Jun Wuchen finished speaking, Murong Baichuan couldn't help but exclaimed. In fact, before Jun Wuchen sent two elders from Xiaoyao tomb to go to a small Yancheng to get rid of a small family, he had some opinions. Two of the dignified Xiaoyaozhong elders actually dispatched two to deal with a little-known family. It made him feel that he was overqualified and even wondered whether Jun Wuchen was possessed by a sperm. To do this for a woman. If you don't know Jun Wuchen well. I know that Jun Wuchen has always been steady. If it were an ordinary person, he would slap him in the face. How could Jun Wuchen not know what Murong Baichuan was thinking? Still patiently explained. 5th elder, don't underestimate this matter. I learned from Xiao Ruo that there are two freaks in the Lin family, and their genius level is far higher than mine. 5th elder, there is no need to ask any more questions. We will talk about this matter in detail when we get back. But now we need to rush over as soon as possible, and we must do everything in a flawless manner. This is the teleportation talisman my father gave me. Give these two to the 5th elder. Come back and report to me quickly after you are done. 1,000-mile teleportation talisman. Murong Baichuan couldn't help but exclaimed. This 1,000-mile teleportation talisman is very precious, even Xiaoyao tomb does not have many of it. That is to say, Jun Wuchen received almost full support from Xiaoyaozhong and enjoyed all the resources. Otherwise, this kind of thing can only be thought about in the Qi realm. After Morong Baichuan exclaimed, he also understood the importance of this matter. Immediately he nodded solemnly. Okay, sir, don't worry, I will handle this matter properly, and I promise to live up to your trust. After that, Morong Baichuan received 2,000-mile teleportation talismans. One is put away, and the other is deployed directly on the spot. Lin Chen stretched and got up. I found that Xiaozi was not around and the sun had already risen. Sitting up gently, Xiaozi just walked in with food. He said, "Young master, you finally woke up. I saw that you were sleeping so fast that I didn't disturb you. I thought it was almost time for you to wake up. I made the meal in advance. Young master, please get up and eat it quickly." Lin Chen nodded and stood up. After simply putting on clothes and sitting at the dinner table, Xiaozi continued, "Master, our Lin family is very lively today. There are many powerful people here, flying in the sky. Many people are waiting for you outside. Want to all meet you. Because spies have been sent to investigate. I knew it would take some time for the people from the Yulin family to arrive." Many innate experts had already listened to their sect leaders narrating Lin Chen's deeds. I was originally surprised that the overall strength of the Lin family was too low. The highest one turned out to be the true element realm. Moreover, he is only at the first level of the true Yuan realm, and he is still the head of the family. Their sect leader actually asked them to come all the way. But after learning about Lin Chen's deeds, although he still had some doubts in his heart, he finally understood that it was all for the sake of the young master. Even their sect leader came with him personally, just to keep an eye on them. At the same time, he also reminded them that they must respect Lin Chen with the highest etiquette. Like a servant, there must be no arrogance. He also told them that once he made Lin Chen happy, just giving them something would be enough to last them a lifetime. Although I feel that what my sect leader said is a bit exaggerated. But they are just elders within the sect, so they just obey orders. He has been waiting outside Lin Chen's yard, not even daring to enter the yard for fear of disturbing Lin Chen. Xiaozi was also surprised when she saw this scene. At this moment, I told Lin Chen. Hearing this, Lin Chen was also stunned. He looked outside through the door and then stood up and said, "Let's go take a look first. With so many people staring at me, I really can't eat." At this moment, those people were looking at Lin Chen intently. There is curiosity and reverence in the eyes. Seeing Lin Chen going out, Xiaozi quickly followed. Seeing Lin Chen come out, the crowd suddenly lost their composure. There are more than 208 strong men, as well as the sect leaders of various forces. At this moment, we are standing there together just like passers-by eating melons. If anyone knew that these were innately powerful people, they would probably be shocked. Xie Dongtian was also there, and dozens of innate experts from Feiyan Pavilion followed silently behind him. At this moment, everyone was looking at Lin Chen nervously. They had already learned about Lin Chen's power from Xie Dongtian and had already benefited from it. The interdimensional bag that Lin Chen gave to Xie Dongtian contained a large amount of fire crystals, various elixirs, and dragon pickles. They are all priceless treasures. Just give them some, it will be enough for them to use for decades. There are also space bags made from space stones, 2 of which have been given to each of them. When did this kind of treatment happen? It's almost astonishingly rich. If there was anyone who had no doubt at all about Lin Chen's prowess, except for the people from Feiyan Pavilion, there was probably no one else. Other forces don't know this yet, but their sect leader knows it clearly. At this moment, he immediately greeted him and said, "Young master, just enjoy your meal in peace. It's okay for us to wait here." The elders of the major forces secretly smacked their lips when they saw this scene. Never thought that their sect leader would one day be so humble in front of a young man. They all followed suit and shouted, "See you, master." Lin Chen waved his hand casually and said, "Okay, the Lin family is so big. If you have nothing to do, you can go shopping around. You don't have to come to my place specifically." Xie Dongtian has the highest level of cultivation and is also a good talker. At this moment, he immediately stood up and said with a smile, "The young master is serious." These people admire the young master very much, so they all came to say hello when they met for the first time. Today, the affairs of the Yulin family are all taken care of by us. We guarantee that the people of the Yulin family will never come back. I won't bother the young master with such trivial matters. The young master can rest peacefully. Many people have never seen Lin Chen. Xie Dongtian and the sect leaders naturally wanted their elders to come over and show their faces. At least get familiar with him first. Maybe whoever is appreciated by Lin Chen in the future will be able to add opportunities to their respective forces. Naturally, no one wants to miss this kind of good thing. When Lin Chen heard this, he nodded slightly. Okay, since I'm here, I can't be stingy. I'll give you some greeting gifts. You can share the contents of this space bag. Then let's all leave and go shopping elsewhere in the Lin family. I still want to eat, and I don't like being stared at. After Lin Chen finished speaking, he casually took off a space bag from his waist and threw it out. Xie Dongtian caught it immediately. There was a burst of ecstasy in my heart. Of course he knew what these were. The other sect leaders and masters were also jealous. They have been coveting this thing for a long time. Even if each of them shares some of the contents of this space bag, it will be a great opportunity. As the person with the highest cultivation level, Xie Dongtian naturally became the distributor. He had already obtained a space bag before, but he was not greedy. Be prepared to give everyone an equal share. Naturally, he himself also wants to get a share. Xie Dongtian was also afraid of disturbing Lin Chen, so he immediately said, "Let's go, don't disturb the young master, let's go and share." Xie Dongtian led a group of innate experts to a place slightly farther away from Lin Chen's yard. Just start taking out the things in the space bag. Soon it piled up into a hill. Oh my god, so many fire crystals. There are also many top-quality elixirs, that's ambergris. There were bursts of exclamations. Only Xie Dongtian and the sect leaders were calm. After all, they had been shocked before. Seeing these people making a fuss, they looked a little proud. Don't grab it, this fire crystal is mine. Give me a portion of ambergris. This is a top-notch medicine. A group of innately strong people followed the market, creating a scene of chaos. Some even came close to fighting. If it weren't for Xie Dong's cultivation in the early stages of the Tiantian Sea realm, he would be watching. I'm afraid something will really happen. Lin Chen just glanced at it, shook his head and went back to eat. Xiaozi secretly clicked her tongue. After being stunned for a long time, he finally came to his senses and quickly followed Lin Chen. At this moment, Long Qi was lying there. Xiaozi noticed it yesterday, and Lin Chen also told her that Long Qi would follow her to protect her from now on. Xiaozi doesn't know yet that this is a divine dragon. It just feels like a pretty mighty-looking monster. Looking at Long Qi's listless look, he couldn't help but say, "Master, what happened to the monster you gave me? It looks awkward. It didn't eat when I gave it food before." Xiaozi is also a dragon for the first time. I don't know at all that this is different from ordinary monsters. Even if it is a more powerful monster, it is at least a 4th-level monster that will not eat these ordinary foods. You have to smoke or take a lot of spiritual fruits and herbs that contain spiritual power every day. Long Qi was afraid of scaring Xiaozi, so I never dared to speak. How could Long Qi not see that Xiaozi was obviously more important than the rest of the Lin family? Naturally, he didn't dare to offend. Even it was arranged to protect this woman, so one can imagine the importance of this woman to Lin Chen. When he heard Xiaozi's words, he looked at Lin Chen aggrievedly. Okay, don't look at me with such resentful eyes, just speak directly. Long Qi suddenly showed a humane smile, which really startled Xiaozi. Then he explained, "Master, I am from the dragon clan, and I can be considered a divine dragon. Eating these ordinary foods is as uncomfortable as eating dada." Ah, Shenlong. Xiaozi immediately covered her mouth and exclaimed. In the entire Tianlong continent, no one has heard of the legend of Shenlong. Most people may never see it once in their lifetime. Being able to see it once is a blessing that burns incense. But now there is a dragon calling her master. She couldn't help but look at Lin Chen and stammered, Young master, is it true?" Xiaozi couldn't help but look at Lin Chen blankly. This is shocking. She had also seen some images of Shenlong. It is obviously different from Long Qi. And he can actually speak. This is something that ordinary monsters cannot do. The scene before her made her a little confused. In fact, Xiaozi already believed it in her heart. After all, this was brought back by Lin Chen, so she would definitely not lie. She just needed to ask Lin Chen for confirmation. After all, it was the food prepared by Xiaozi, so Long Qi still forced himself to eat some, but it was really not to his taste. Most of them were eating the treasures Lin Chen gave him last time. Hearing this, Lin Chen nodded slightly. Yes, Long Qi is a mutated divine dragon. He will stay by your side to protect you from now on. You can let him do whatever you ask him to do. After all, he is a divine dragon. He cannot eat ordinary food on weekdays, so he needs heavenly materials and earthly treasures such as spiritual fruits and spiritual grass. By the way, Xiaozi, I forgot to give these to you yesterday. You take them all. They contain some treasures. You can also feed them to Long Qi on weekdays. As Lin Chen spoke, he threw 5 full space bags to Xiaozi. In addition to what he gave away before, he still has a lot left. It doesn't feel bad either. Although it was consumed quickly, if he thought about it, he would be able to get more in a short time. There were also some pills that Zhang Chengdao had given before, and Lin Chen gave them to Xiaozi without any courtesy. She needs these things more. Lin Chen wants to build Xiaozi into an extremely strong person in the shortest possible time, with the ability to protect himself. Xiaozi took these in a daze, wondering why she didn't understand them, and was extremely moved. When I opened the space bag, I was shocked. Xiaozi was just a maid before. I have never heard of such a thing as a space bag. But she opened it and took a look and saw the huge space inside. And it is filled with all kinds of things that exude strong spiritual energy. No matter how stupid Xiaozi is, she still knows that these are treasures. It was the same as what Lin Chen had rewarded those people before. Something that can make the innately strong fight for it regardless of face must be the best treasure. But as soon as Lin Chen took action, there were 5 full space bags. If those people outside knew about it, they would probably go crazy with envy. It also made Xiaozi feel happy. Tiantian said, "Thank you, Master. Master, please eat quickly." Xiaozi quickly served Lin Chen soup and vegetables. After that, he didn't forget to give Long Qi some elixir to eat. Gradually he accepted the fact that he had a pet dragon. He thought silently in his heart, young master is so powerful, he can even bring back a divine dragon, but why does this divine dragon look so small? Xiaozi didn't know that this was not Long Qi's original state at all. She will probably be frightened when she sees it. The meal was quickly finished. Lin Chen guided Xiaozi's practice for a while, but Xie Dongtian and the others had already left. After all, I have not forgotten the mission today. That is to kill the people of the Yulin family. After Lin Chen had finished instructing Xiaozi, he suddenly heard a movement. Turning around and looking at the sky, a huge spiritual boat was over Yancheng, heading towards the Lin family. Obviously, the people from the Yulin family have arrived. The spirit boat is a special spiritual weapon that can carry people flying. Extremely precious. Lin Chen was slightly surprised that the Yulin family had such a thing. But Lin Chen didn't know that this was the spirit boat from Xiaoyao Tomb. The people in Xiaoyao Tomb came to kill him with the intention of killing him. Looking at Xiaozi, Lin Chen said, "Xiaozi, stop practicing now and come with me to take a look. It should be someone from the Yulin family." Xiaozi was stunned when she heard this, and also heard the news that the Yulin family would arrive today. Looking at the sky was also a shock. But he was more confident in the current Lin Chen and nodded with a smile. "Well, I listened to the young master, let's go." At this time, everyone in Yancheng also noticed this scene. They all exclaimed, "Oh my god, could this be the legendary spirit boat? Who are the people above? What happened to Yancheng today? I have never seen strong men who can only be looked up to before. They appear one after another. I am afraid that Yancheng is going to change. Those who can own spirit boats are top powers. Are they going to the Lin family again? The Lin family is really scary now. Is this going against heaven? Just feeling the breath of the people above makes me tremble. There seems to be people from the Yulin family up there. I've seen them before. When did they become so powerful? Many people don't know about the grudges between the Yulin family and the Lin family. At this moment, I thought I was also here to please the Lin family. They all rushed towards the Lin family. I want to see the excitement. Find out what's going on. And on top of the spirit boat at this moment, the head of the Yulin family, Yulin Jianong. His face was red and full of high spirits. I never thought that one day I would be able to ride on a spiritual boat with a Qi Si realm powerhouse. To be precise, he never thought that one day he would have the opportunity to ride a spirit boat. It's all because he gave birth to a good daughter, and thus got involved with big forces like Xiaoyaozhong. They may even form in-laws in the future. In the past few years, with Zhen Wuchen's help, their Yulin family has become different from what it used to be. The overall strength has risen by a big level. His strength has also been upgraded to the innate level, although it is only in the early stages of innateness. But he has also entered the ranks of the strong. The Lord of Fengyan City is now only at the 5th level of the true Yuan realm. And even the City Lord of Fengyan City is following their Yulin family like a subordinate. In the entire Fengyan City, although he is not the City Lord in name, his power actually exceeds that. This time, he didn't care at all when dealing with the Lin family. In his eyes, the Lin family is just a bunch of chickens and dogs. It's just that their Yulin family can easily destroy them. But who made Zhen Wuchen value his daughter so much that he even sent 2 elders to assist her? This is the Qi Si realm. In front of these 2 elders, he was like a grasshopper, trash. But these 2 elders now also respect him quite a bit. He knew that it was all for the sake of his daughter Yulanruo's face. Standing side by side with the 2 elders of Xiaoyao Tomb, the Yulin family members looked down at the mountains and below, with arrogance on their faces. There was also extreme disdain in his eyes. Their Yulin family, under the leadership of Yulanruo, will become stronger and stronger sooner or later. In the future, it will be a matter of time for them to establish a great power based on Fengyan City. Who dares not to surrender from all the surrounding cities by then? This small Yancheng has long been ignored by them. It's just a tiny place. Such a massive effort made many people feel that they were looking down too high on the Lin family. Yulin Jianong also smiled modestly and said to the 2 Xiaoyao Tomb elders, 2 elders, there is no need for you to take action on such a trivial matter. I really appreciate Mr. Wuchen's love for my little girl. Although it seems very modest. In fact, no one could detect the hint of showing off in his tone. However, the 2 Xiaoyao Tomb elders did not pay attention. If it weren't for Zhen Wuchen, they wouldn't have even looked at this little piece of trash in the past. But the Yulin family is indeed lucky to have such a good daughter like Yulanruo. He is extremely talented and will definitely be a help to Xiaoyaozhong in the future. It's just that I'm still young. Hearing this, one of the Xiaoyao Tomb elders said with a smile, Master Yulin is too polite. Since it is our young master's order, we will naturally do our best to handle this matter. A lion fights a rabbit with all his strength. It seems that the Lin family is not so easy to mess with. Didn't I tell you about the Lin family's details before? There are many mysterious and powerful people coming to the Lin family, so it's better to be careful. Yulin Jianong understood it as soon as he heard it. The detailed work that the elder mentioned was not just Lin Jinggrong and Lin Xiaoguang, the father and son. He also despises these 2 ambitious guys. But it does work. And he didn't pay attention to the reports of the 2 people at all. It is believed that the news informed by Lin Jinggrong is an exaggeration. What many mysterious and powerful people are there? Yulin Jianong didn't know very well what was going on with the Lin family. If it was really that powerful, the Yulin family would not break off the engagement. As for Lin Chen and Xiaozi, Yulin Jianong was even more unconcerned. Although from Yulanruo's mouth, he learned that the 2 were extremely talented monsters. But a genius who has not grown up is just a scumbag after all. As long as you kill him, there will be no future troubles. But for the current Yulin family, it is a piece of cake. In just a few days, can the 2 of them turn things around? Coupled with the fact that these 2 Qihai realm elders from Xiaoyaozhong were following him, he didn't care even more. All he wanted to do was take this opportunity to establish a good relationship with the 2 Xiaoyao Tomb elders. He felt that this matter would be much more difficult than destroying the Lin family. Think of this. Yulin Jianong had a smile on her face. Ha ha ha. Elders, don't stand here anymore. I'll have someone bring you good tea when you come out. You 2, please have a cup of tea with me. We'll go to Lin's house after we finish drinking tea. In fact, the 2 elders of Xiaoyao Tomb did not really take the Lin family seriously. It just feels like Yulin Jianong is too inflated. So I just hammered it. It won't be a big or bad thing in the future, and it won't be big or small in front of Xiaoyao tomb. Hearing this, he did not refuse. He nodded slightly and went to drink tea with Yulin Jianong. The others stayed firmly on the spirit boat, looking down with growing disdain. This time, the Yulin family almost mobilized. There are 5 innate strong men alone, including Yulin Jianong. Plus dozens of true element realm masters. They can't help but expand. Soon, the spirit boat arrived above the Lin family just as everyone in Yancheng expected. But it's different from what many people think. As soon as they arrived here, a loud and disdainful voice came from the spirit boat. What a Lin family! How dare you kill members of my Yulin family? I will make your Lin family disappear from Yancheng today. The voice is so majestic and powerful that once you hear it, you will undoubtedly be convinced that you are a strong person. It was issued by Yulin Jianong. Now that I'm here, I naturally have to show the momentum of the Yulin family. It just surprised a lot of people. I originally thought that these people were just like the innate strong men before, and came to get close to the Lin family. Unexpectedly, he was here to cause trouble. Many of the Yancheng people surrounding the Lin family were lying on the wall and watching. Just saw the spirit boat slowly landing at the Lin family. Then everyone from the Yulin family got off the spirit boat. Many people were stunned immediately. Just this few people. There are only 5 innately powerful people. How dare they come to the Lin family to look for trouble? Who gave them the courage? Don't you know that the Lin family is not what it used to be? People who felt that Yulin Jianong's voice was powerful before now felt that he was just a big fool. But Yulin Jianong doesn't know this yet. After getting off the spirit boat, they saw Lin Zhenshan standing there with a large number of people. It seems like I have been waiting for a long time. Yulin Jianong was stunned. But that's right when I think about it. It's easy to investigate such a big event involving his Yulin family. Moreover, they did not hide this trip, just to let others know the consequences of offending his Yulin family. Looking at Lin Zhenshan, Yulin Jianong's disdainful voice sounded, Lin Zhenshan, you are so brave. You dare to wait for us here with just such a small number of people. I was worried that you would escape before. Yulin Jianong was really worried before. If someone from the Lin family escapes, it will take some effort to find them. But now it seems that he was worrying too much. When Lin Zhenshan heard this, he glanced at everyone in the Yulin family. Immediately relaxed a lot. I almost wanted to laugh. There were only a few innate strong men showing off there. In order to show the momentum of their family, the Yulin family. At this moment, Yulin Jianong and the innate strong man were all exuding their cultivation. It looks like a light bulb. Lin Zhenshan did not see the strength of the 2 elders of Xiaoyaozhong. None of them were exposed at the moment. Just like Xie Dongtian and others around him, they all looked normal. Run, do you, the Yulin family, deserve it? Lin Zhenshan showed no sign of weakness. There was also disdain in his eyes at this moment. If the Yulin family only had these few innate strong men, Lin Zhenshan would feel that the Lin family was a bit aggressive. Hundreds of innately powerful people are in charge. It made him feel like a bit of a bully. Yulin Jianong was stunned. I don't know why Lin Zhenshan is so confident. Just as he was about to speak, he was stopped by an elder from Xiaoyao tomb. At this moment, he said with a touch of solemnity on his face, Master Yulin, please shut up first. The Lin family seems to be much stronger than we thought. Another Xiaoyao tomb elder also stood up and said, they are all innately powerful, and there is also one who is in the early stage of Qi realm like us, and a few who are half-step Qi realm. Such a force is enough to dominate an area. A small Yancheng can actually gather so many powerful people. It's scary, it's really scary. It's really surprising. I don't know how the Lin family did it. But it seems that we really came to the right place this time. Just when the 2 of them finished speaking, Yulin Jianong was in a daze for a while. A group of innate experts behind Lin Zhenshan burst out with their own cultivation. For a moment, the entire Lin family seemed to be shaking. The power created by so many innate strong men together is extremely terrifying. In an instant, Yulin Jianong and everyone in the Yulin family became uneasy. How is this possible? Yulin Jianong looked at the scene in front of him in disbelief. More than 200 innate strong men. What is this concept? One person can destroy their Yulin family with just a spit of spit. The spit of the innate strong man is enough. And many of them are innate late stages and innate Zochin. There are even half-step Qihai realms. And there's more than one. Yulin Jianong's body trembled for a while. I felt scared for my previous thoughts. If the two elders of Xiaoyao Tomb hadn't followed them, and the Yulin family had come alone, they would have been casually dealt with the moment they entered. Now he was lying on the ground like a corpse. His back was instantly soaked, and he was sweating profusely. Just a little bit. Fortunately, he didn't humbly say something stupid like asking Elder Xiaoyaozhang not to follow him. Think of this. Yulin Jianong couldn't help but cursed in her heart. What a Lin Jingbrong, he didn't tell me this matter. It seems that he was just pretending before and deliberately cheated me. Now Yulin Jianong not only didn't feel that Lin Jingbrong was exaggerating, but also felt that he had been seriously deceived. Just to trap and kill his Yulin family. But this time I really misunderstood Lin Jingbrong. Lin Jingbrong was secretly scolding Yulin Jianong at this moment. With such little strength, there are two Xiaoyao Tomb elders sitting in charge. But the outcome is not yet known. He almost cried. Lin Zhenshan also felt that these two elders of Xiaoyao Tomb were unusual. Although he couldn't see the cultivation level. But if you can directly shut up Yulin Jianong, you must not be an ordinary person. He looked at Xie Dongtian beside him and asked, Mr. Xie, can you tell the depth between these two people? Lin Zhenshan asked questions, and Xie Dongtian naturally answered all questions. Nodding, it can be seen that, like me, we are both in the early stage of the Qi-Si realm. What? Lin Zhenshan's body shook suddenly. Although these two Qi-Si realm powerhouses are in their early stages, they are also extremely terrifying. The Qi-Si realm and the Shantian realm are earth-shaking changes. Even though there is just one more person, even if there are so many innate strong men, they may not be able to win. The outcome is yet to be determined. Half-step Qihai realm can still be defeated by surrounding and attacking with enough innate strong men. Qihijing is a qualitative difference. It cannot be made up by the number of people at will. However, Lin Zhenshan looked at the several sect leaders who were already halfway to the Qi-Si realm, and felt much more at ease. Lin Chen helped them improve their skills before. Some sect leaders have reached the half-step Qi-Si realm. Although it's only half a step. But if you add so many innate experts and Xie Dongtian of Qi-Si realm, Lin Zhenshan felt that he still had a very good chance of winning. The last time Lin Zhenshan went there, Long Qi had already finished eating those people. He didn't even know how powerful Long Qi was. Otherwise, I wouldn't have such worries now. Lin Zhenshan still couldn't help but ask Xie Dongtian, Mr. Xie, what do you think our chances of winning this time are? When Xie Dongtian heard this, without even thinking about it, he stretched out two fingers and made a gesture, 100% chance of winning. Ah, Lin Zhenshan was stunned. I don't know how confident Xie Dongtian is. I couldn't help but say, did Mr. Xie make a mistake in his estimate? Isn't that a bit too much to say? Lin Zhenshan said it tactfully. He even wanted to say that Xie Dongtian, you are so awesome, you are exaggerating. But Xie Dongtian didn't boast at all. Lin Chen improved his skills. It has reached the prefectural level. Coupled with the heavenly materials and earthly treasures that Lin Chen had given him before, his realm was completely and quickly stabilized. The strength is more than a tad stronger than the average in the early stage of Qi-Si realm. Although the battle becomes more difficult as you go to the back and move up the levels. But the skill level is there. It's hard not to be confident. And even if they can't beat them, prepare for the worst. Isn't it Lin Chen who has the whole story? They have dragons as mounts. These people are a bunch of scum. Just as Xie Dongtian was about to explain, Lin Chen had already arrived, followed by Xiaozi and Long Qi. He said calmly, he's not bragging, he's just a bunch of rubbish. Lin Chen's words could not be described as arrogant. Lin Zhenshan was shocked when he heard this. Do you think this bull is overdone? Not to mention the two Xiaoyao Tomb elders opposite. At this moment, his eyes were all looking towards Lin Chen. He noticed that Lin Chen's cultivation was only after the third level of the True Yuan realm. One of the elders didn't bother to speak. Is there no one in your Lin family? A mere boy at the third level of the True Yuan realm dares to stand up and interrupt, and he speaks so brazenly. Third level of True Element realm. Lin Zhenshan and the Lin family couldn't help but exclaim. Even Xie Dongtian and the others were stunned. Only one night had passed, and Lin Chen had broken through to the first level. It's also a bit too evil. Chen'er really improves one level in a day. It's really unbelievable. This is too weird. Lin Zhenshan had mixed feelings in his heart. When he heard this, he responded decisively, Chen'er is the eldest in my Lin family. Even I have to listen to him. Do you have any objections? Lin Chen not only surpassed him in cultivation, but also so many strong men obeyed him. Lin Zhenshan knows that now that he is in the Lin family, he only occupies the title of head of the family. Even if Lin Yuanbai takes over as the head of the family in the future, this will never change. Because it was Lin Chen who made the Lin family the glory it is today. What, could it be that you are Lin Chen? The two Xiaoyao tomb elders also stared at each other. They were not stupid, and they instantly guessed Lin Chen's identity. He looked at Lin Chen again, his eyes serious, and he observed carefully. Only then did he realize how evil the person in front of him was. If they remember correctly, follow the information they got. Just a few days ago, Lin Chen was only at the 5th level of body tempering. In other words, in just a few days, Lin Chen broke through to the 3rd level of the true essence realm. Such talent far surpasses Zheng Wuchen. With such an enviable talent, no wonder Yu Lanruo looked scared before. Let alone seeing such a monster-like genius with their own eyes, even those in Xiaoyao tomb had never heard of such a fierce person. It all makes sense in an instant. Everyone in the Yulin family also stared at Lin Chen with wide eyes. Not to mention Yulin Zhanong. I even felt a little regretful at this moment. I feel that once Lin Chen develops, he may be even more terrifying than Zheng Wuchen. But now that I have been offended, there was clearly no room for retreat. Then the only option is to let Lin Chen die. Only then will they be able to get over it once and for all, otherwise they won't be able to sleep peacefully. Just when Yulin Zhanong thought of this, the two elders had already taken action directly and decisively against Lin Chen. A strong person in the Qi realm is so fast. Before others could react, they were already in front of Lin Chen. But Lin Chen just put his hands behind his back and looked at the two of them quietly without moving. Boom! There was a violent crash. The two Xiaoyaozhong elders who were in the early stages of the Qi realm both retreated continuously. Xie Dongtian stood in front of Lin Chen, maintaining his palm-stretching posture. He said disdainfully, "Are you worthy of the young master to take action? Let me, the master of the pavilion, meet you." The two Xiaoyao tomb elders were overwhelmed with emotion. On the one hand, he was shocked by Xie Dongtian's strength. Although the two of them did not use all their strength, only one person could resist the two of them. Their strength with the same cultivation level was eye-catching. He was even more shocked by what Xie Dongtian called Lin Chen. A strong man in the early stage of the Qi realm actually called Lin Chen, young master, so respectfully. Isn't this a fantasy? It left them and everyone in the Yulin family confused. But then I stopped thinking about it. There was no time for them to think too much. Because Xie Dongtian has already rushed up. They must get rid of Xie Dongtian, especially Lin Chen. This young man is terrible. Not only is his own talent terrifying, but he also has the Qi realm as his subordinate. I'm afraid that for a few years at most, Xiaoyao tomb will have to kneel at the feet of this man and sing, conquer. But they didn't know that they underestimated Lin Chen too much. Don't talk about a few years. In less than a month, they and Xiaoyao tomb will be like scum in front of Lin Chen. Lin Chen looked at all this calmly. There is no need for him to take action at all. When the two Xiaoyao tomb elders took action just now, he could see that they were only practicing earth-level mid-level skills. He upgraded Xie Dongtian's technique, and it was specially tailored for Xie Dongtian, although it was only one level lower. But it's enough to deal with these two elders. It was indeed what Lin Chen thought. But in the eyes of others, it is terrifying. Xie Dongtian is like a peerless fierce man. With a powerful burst of power, one person actually suppressed two Xiaoyao tomb elders. It was extremely embarrassing at the moment. It seemed that he might be killed by Xie Dongtian at any time. Danger abounds. Yulin Zhanong and the members of the Yulin family were trembling as they watched. It's over. It's over. Lin Jinggrong of the Lin family also screamed inwardly. This Yulin family member is obviously going to fail. Once the Yulin family fails, Bao Bukchi will expose him as a traitor. Everything you did before will be exposed. He would be skinned alive by Lin Zhenshan. Think of this. While Xie Dongtian was fighting the two Xiaoyao tomb elders, he looked at his son Lin Xiaoguang and whispered, "Let's go quickly." Chapter 71. Lin Xiaoguang also turned pale for a while and nodded repeatedly. I thought it was just a simple matter, and the Lin family would be under their control from now on. But now it seems that the only way to save one's life is to burn high incense. The two of them sneaked away while others were not paying attention. However, Lin Yuanbai still saw it. He asked in confusion, "Brother, where are you and Xiaoguang going?" Lin Jinggrong's body suddenly trembled. Unexpectedly, he was still discovered. And it was Lin Chen's father, Lin Yuanbai. Xie Dongtian's acupuncture is really effective. Lin Yuanbai recovered quickly. Lin Jinggrong's face turned bitter for a while, but he quickly recovered and explained, "Xiaoguang and I suddenly had stomachaches. It's probably because we ate something bad this morning. I won't tell you anymore. Let's go first." After Lin Jinggrong finished speaking, he pulled Lin Xiaoguang and left quickly. "I don't want to stay in this place of right and wrong." But he was suddenly stopped by an innate strong man. He is a late-stage Shantian strongman from Feiyan Pavilion under Xie Dongtian. At this moment, he looked at the two people and said with a smile, "It turns out that I have an upset stomach. I, Feiyunj, are proficient in pharmacology. There is no need to go away for such a minor illness. I have medicine here, you can take it and you will be fine immediately." As he spoke, this late-stage innate powerhouse took out 2 packets of medicinal powder. They are all specially made by him. Specially designed to treat stomach discomfort. At this moment, I felt happy in my heart. After receiving the benefits and gifts from Lin Chen before, I had completely admired Lin Chen in my heart. These people are all direct members of the Lin family. If you can build a good relationship, the benefits will certainly be inevitable in the future. But Lin Jinggrong just wanted to slap him loudly at the moment. If you can't beat it. He didn't really have a stomachache, he just wanted to escape. Lin Yuanbai also said from the side, "Brother, this senior is administering medicine, why don't you accept it as soon as possible?" Lin Jinggrong had no choice. If you don't accept it, it will definitely arouse others' suspicion. I can only take the medicine. After taking it, he pretended to feel better quickly. "Senior, this medicine is really useful. We will be fine immediately after taking it." Lin Jinggrong thanked him repeatedly. The late Shantian strong man waved his hand. "Senior, you're welcome, just call me Xiao Tang." How dare he address his senior in front of direct members of the Lin family. Very reserved at the moment. I am also happy to be able to help Lin Jinggrong. Jingrong, Yuanbai and Xiaoguang, all of you come here. This is a battle in the Qixi realm. It will be of great benefit to observe more. Lin Zhenshan's voice suddenly sounded. Opportunities to fight in the Qixi realm are rare. Naturally, we can't let the family miss it. Hearing this, Lin Jinggrong knew that he would not be able to escape for a while. We could only follow Lin Zhenshan and watch together. And at this time, Yulin Jianong also noticed Lin Jinggrong. Suddenly his eyes lit up. I know that if they continue to fight like this, none of them will survive. In order to give the 2 elders of Xiaoyaozhong a chance to breathe, Yulin Jianong immediately thought of a way. Suddenly he laughed loudly, "Ha ha ha. Your Lin family is really a good person. Not only did you harm your nephew, but you also cooperated with my Yulin family to become the head of the Lin family." As soon as these words came out, the venue, which was originally extremely quiet except for the fighting, was stunned. Xie Dongtian was also affected and paused for a moment. It gave the 2 elders of Xiaoyao tomb a chance to breathe. Although still suppressed, but much better than before. They all heard the meaning of Yulin Jianong's words. Lin Zhenshan's expression changed even more. He pointed at Yulin Jianong and shouted, "What nonsense are you talking about there? Do you want to destroy the harmony of my Lin family before you die? Ha ha ha, am I talking nonsense? Then you should ask your good son Lin Jinggrong if I am talking nonsense." Yulin Jianong knew about the scandalous things Lin Jinggrong had done. This was also the reason Lin Jinggrong told him in a letter during this cooperation. In order to reassure the Yulin family. Also tell him how he harmed Lin Chen. Finished with a smile, Yulin Jianong took out a letter and, wrapped in his innate strength, threw it directly to Lin Zhenshan. Lin Jingbrong's heart suddenly skipped a beat. I know it's broken. But at this moment, there are already innate strong men around him. He didn't even dare to run away. Lin Zhenshin held the letter in his hand, his palms trembling slightly. But I still took it apart and looked at it, and the more I looked at it, the more I started to tremble. Snap. In the end, Lin Jingbrong and Lin Xiaoguang were slapped twice in the face. Just knocked them to the ground. The two of them were so frightened that they peed their pants. Lin Yuanbai was shocked. He quickly asked, "Father, what is written on it? Why did you hit my elder brother?" Lin Zhenshin looked at Lin Yuanbai and Lin Chen with complicated eyes. Finally, he sighed and handed the letter to the two of them. "Read it yourself." Lin Zhenshin was very angry and sad at the same time. Lin Jingbrong not only harmed Lin Chen, but also destroyed Lin Chen's dantian. They even wanted to sell their immediate relatives of the Lin family, including him, to the Yulin family. But this is his biological son after all. Lin Zhenshin hesitated. The choice was left to Lin Chen and Lin Yuanbai. Lin Chen also looked over curiously. Then his expression condensed. Look at Lin Jingbrong and Lin Xiaoguang. He didn't expect these two people to be traitors. This scene did not appear in my previous memory. It was obviously because of his change that the two people came up with this idea. And the people who assassinated him were also these two people. Lin Chen was already murderous. Lin Yuanbai was also shaken and looked at the two people in disbelief. Lin Jingbrong and Lin Xiaoguang finally reacted at this time. He quickly knelt down in front of Lin Chen. Lin Jingbrong kept saying in fear, "Chen'er, listen to my uncle's explanation. He was wrong. It's all his fault. Please spare us, father and son, because we will never dare to do anything again. We will repay you all by doing whatever we can, people." Seeing this scene, everyone around them also looked over. I soon found out what was going on. They all looked at the two of them with contempt. To be so ambitious. Lin Zhenshin also looked at Lin Chen and said, "Chen'er, these two beasts hurt you back then. No matter how you deal with them, I won't blame you." Lin Chen nodded slightly. After looking at the two of them, a faint sentence came out of his mouth, "Be a good person in the next life." Bang bang. Ah! Lin Chen still put his hands behind his back and shot out two powerful forces directly. Split the two men in half. He only had time to let out a scream before he was completely killed by Lin Chen. Lin Chen would not be soft-hearted towards them. Dogs can't change eating shit. Lin Chen believed this even more. Giving others opportunities is creating difficulties for yourself. No one expected Lin Chen to be so decisive. He killed as he was told, so decisively that he didn't say a word of nonsense. Although Lin Chen seemed to be only at the third level of True Yuan realm, he made the surrounding strong men tremble in their hearts. While everyone was still stunned, two more loud sounds attracted everyone's attention. Boom boom. Two Xiaoyao tomb elders flew out upside down. He smashed the decorated rockery and fell to the ground, vomiting blood. He was already seriously injured. Pointing at Xie Dongtian, there was unwillingness in his eyes. They both had the same cultivation level, but together they still lost to Xie Dongtian. This undoubtedly hit them hard. What frightened them even more was that Xie Dongtian had already walked towards the two people. In the horrified eyes of everyone in the Yulin family, they took action against the two people. Some people couldn't help but close their eyes. After the two Xiaoyao tomb elders died, it was their turn. Boom! Suddenly, an old man appeared in front of them. Knock Xie Dongtian away with one palm. Murong Baichuan arrived. Used the teleportation talisman. Soon they caught up with the people from the Yulin family and the two elders from Xiaoyao tomb. As soon as they arrived in Yancheng, they came to Lin's house. Fortunately, I caught up. Otherwise, losing two Qi realm elders all at once would be a huge loss for Xiaoyao tomb. And he also knew these two people. Also considered a good friend. Worked together for many years. When the two Xiaoyao tomb elders saw Murong Baichuan, they were stunned at first, and then burst into ecstasy. He shouted excitedly, "Elder Murong! Thank you so much. Why are you here?" Just now, they were all desperate. The two of them had the same cultivation level as Xie Dongtian, but they were suppressed and beaten by Xie Dongtian. Make them mad with hatred. If Murong Baichuan had come a little later, they would have been two cold corpses at this moment. But at this moment, I was also confused. Murong Baichuan has been following Jun Wuchen to protect him. Although Jun Wuchen himself is a strong man, not weaker than the Qi Si realm. But Murong Baichuan was able to arrive at this critical moment, which confused the two of them. Murong Baichuan smiled lightly when he heard this. He took out the remaining 1,000-mile teleportation talisman and said, "Young master asked me to come and gave me the 1,000-mile teleportation talisman." As expected, young master is very good at predicting things. If I don't come, Xiaoyao Tomb will lose 2 elders. Quote. Murong Baichuan also felt happy at this moment. Fortunately, Jun Wuchen allowed himself to come. He was a little dismissive before. Now it is discovered that the Lin family has been completely underestimated. Looking at the more than 208 experts, Murong Baichuan secretly took a breath. This number of innate experts are almost catching up with Xiaoyao Tomb. Although the top combat power of Xiaoyao Tomb is much stronger than this, the innate strong people are not cabbage even in Xiaoyao Tomb. It made Murong Baichuan feel that he had come to the right place this time. It's only been a few days. Once the Lin family is allowed to continue to develop, what kind of garbage will Xiaoyao Tomb be considered in the future? Yulin Jianong and the Yulin family were stunned. What followed was overjoyed. Another elder from Xiaoyao Tomb has arrived. Although I can't tell what his cultivation level is, he is at least in the middle stage of the Qi Si realm. That man from the Lin family is obviously no match. Great. It seems that my Yulin family is safe this time. Yulin Jianong suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. He was happy with his previous decision to sell Lin Jinggrong. Otherwise, how could this strong man be dragged away? When I lowered my head, I realized that my legs were shaking. It really scared him just now. Xie Dongtian was also slightly surprised. At this moment, he retreated to the side of the Lin family, feeling numb in his mouth. Look carefully at the person in front of you. He was able to fight against 2 Qi-Hai realms of the same level in the early stage without falling behind. It can also be suppressed. But the gap between each stage of Qi Si realm is too big. The person in front of him was obviously in the middle stage of the Qi Si realm. And it is the kind that is about to break through to the late stage of Qi Si realm. The techniques he cultivates are probably also of the highest level at the earth level. The strength is terrifying and boundless. Practice the same level of skills, plus a higher level of cultivation. Xie Dongtian thinks he is no match. No action at the moment. Instead, he looked at Lin Chen. Lin Chen also noticed Murong Baichuan. After hearing their previous conversation, he lightly bit his finger and said, "It's useless for you to come, and Xiaoyao Tomb is about to lose not 2 elders but 3. Since the people from Xiaoyao Tomb dared to help the Yulin family, Lin Chen naturally planned to make it impossible for them to come back. Lin Chen's words were too arrogant. Except for Xie Dongtian, they felt it was natural. Even many people in the Lin family felt that Lin Chen was too crazy. A person with a 3rd-level cultivation in the True Yuan realm dares to challenge someone who is in the middle stage of the Qi Si realm. No one would believe such a fantasy. Lin Zhenshan was also shocked. He quickly whispered, "Chen'er, please calm down." Lin Zhenshan always thought that the reason why Xie Dongtian and the others surrendered so much was because they misjudged Lin Chen's identity. I think that with such a high talent, he must have a very powerful master. Coupled with the fact that he had so many treasures in his hands, Lin Chen was so generous. That's why they are like this. A person in the True Yuan realm versus the middle stage of the Qi Si realm. Even if Lin Zhenshan thought about it, he didn't think he had any chance of winning. Even people from the Lin family who didn't know Lin Chen thought so, let alone the people from the Yulin family and the 3 elders from Xiaoyao Tomb. They all looked at Lin Chen like he was stupid. I wonder if Lin Chen is showing off his brain. Murong Baichuan was also in a daze for a while. Then he looked at Lin Chen, thought for a moment and asked, "Are you that Lin Chen? I heard from my young master that your talent is so devilish that it actually surpasses that of my young master." "Yes, I admit that your Dantian was destroyed at your age, and it's surprising how quickly you progressed after you recovered, but your expansion will bring about your demise." Murong Baichuan really couldn't figure it out. Who gave him the courage to be a 3rd-level True Yuan realm? Lin Chen naturally wouldn't explain it to him. She gently hooked her fingers at him. "You will know later whether I will expand or not. From now on, I will give you 3 moves. Just stand here and let you attack." If you can hurt a hair on my head, or take a step back, I'll let you do whatever you want. If Lin Chen's words before were said to be arrogant and inflated. At this moment, everyone felt that they were so awesome that they were going to be blown away by the sky. A person at the third level of True Yuan realm can let a mid-level Qi Si realm person attack at will. Now Xie Dongtian and the sect leaders were also frightened. The reason why they have so much confidence in Lin Chen. He knew that Lin Chen had a divine dragon that was at least the Beast King level. It is naturally easy to deal with a Qi Si realm. But as soon as Lin Chen said these words, they felt as if their hearts were being squeezed and beating wildly. It feels like Lin Chen must be crazy. Only Long Qi. At this moment, Murong Baichuan looked across at him with disdain on his face. What kind of person is my young master? Although after arriving at the Lin family, Long Qi had doubts about Lin Chen's identity. But if you think about it carefully, Lin Chen might just be using his identity as a member of the Lin family temporarily. In my heart, I still think that Lin Chen is a super strong person from the Dragon Clan. Murong Baichuan, who was only in the middle stage of the Qi Si realm, was like a piece of shit in front of Lin Chen. Any step on it would crush him to pieces. The kind that splashes everywhere. Boy, this is what you said. Let's see if I don't crush you to ashes today. Murong Baichuan was also angered. He didn't know how long it had been since he had been looked down upon like this. None of the people from the major forces were polite to him when they saw him. Today I was actually provoked by a junior in the True Yuan realm. When he takes action, he uses all his strength. A palm hit Lin Chen's chest. The speed is incredible. Xie Dongtian, who was beside Lin Chen, didn't even react. By the time he reacted, Murong Baichuan's palm had already hit Lin Chen within an inch of his chest. But no matter what, we can't make any progress. Seeing this scene, everyone was stunned. His soul seemed to be trembling. Looking at Lin Chen's figure was like looking at a terrifying monster. No, scarier than a monster. They saw a lot of monsters and beasts, and killed hundreds if not thousands. But it was far less scary than Lin Chen looked at this moment. Murong Baichuan's originally angry face was also stunned for a while. Then it was shock and confusion, and finally it turned into panic. What kind of monster is this? Murong Baichuan was almost certain that the Lin Chen in front of him was the third level of the True Yuan realm. But he is really in the middle stage of Qi Si realm. The palm with all his strength was blocked so easily by Lin Chen. Not a single hair was hurt, not even a single move. Boom! Before Murong Baichuan could think more, a powerful counterattack force instantly came from Lin Chen's body. Murong Baichuan flew out instantly. Has been exiting so far. It was the combined efforts of the other two Xiaoyao tomb elders that stopped Murong Baichuan from retreating. But even so, Murong Baichuan was in a state of embarrassment. His hair was disheveled like a madman, and his face was flushed. Some qi and blood are not smooth. Looking up at Lin Chen, he was still frightened, with deep fear in his eyes. If he hadn't personally encountered it and broken his head, he wouldn't have believed that a third-level True Yuan realm could actually block his full blow. And it looks so relaxed and freehand. Not to mention the other two elders of Xiaoyao tomb and the people from the Yulin family. It was deathly silent. It felt like my courage was about to burst with fear. Swallowing his saliva, he looked at Lin Chen who was standing there indifferently. He's too scary. A crashing sound sounded. Panic instantly spread in Yulin's home. What else can we do? He is not human at all. No, I want to leave. Boom. Just after saying that, several members of the Yulin family who tried to escape were directly killed by several spiritual energy blades from Murong Baichuan. The others were also glared at by Murong Baichuan. Stand still for me. What's all the fuss about? I haven't used the spiritual weapon yet. He must be wearing protective clothing. At this moment, Murong Baichuan also recalled what happened before, when he attacked Lin Chen. A force stopped him. Lin Chen must be wearing some powerful defensive spiritual weapon. It might not even be a spiritual weapon, but a treasure above the spiritual weapon. I have to say that Murong Baichuan's guess was indeed correct. Lin Chen was wearing Qingyunzi brocade clothes. It was too difficult for Murong Baichuan to hurt Lin Chen. A mere Qi Si realm cultivation cannot break the Qingyunzi Jinni's defense. As soon as Murong Baichuan said these words, the restless people of the Yulin family were instantly quieted down. People on the Lin family's side, including Xie Dongtian, also suddenly realized. If it is a defensive treasure garment, I feel more accepting. At least it's not as scary as they imagined. But even this is very scary. A defensive treasure garment that can withstand the middle stage of the Qi realm. What level does that have to be? Even so, it was part of Lin Chen's strength. After all, not everyone can get this kind of thing. But then, everyone in the Lin family couldn't help but worry about Lin Chen. Although the defensive treasure clothing is powerful, it may still be broken if Murong Baichuan uses a spiritual weapon. After all, the bonus of spiritual weapons is also very terrifying. Once Lin Chen's defense is broken, Lin Chen will be in danger. They all thought to themselves that what Lin Chen said just now was too much. Lin Chen didn't care about this. Hearing Murong Baichuan's words, he smiled disdainfully. If you feel that it's just because of the Qingyunzi brocade clothes I'm wearing, then I'll give you another chance. This time I'll take them off and you can try again. Lin Chen said this lightly. He really took off Qingyunzi's brocade clothes directly. Suddenly, everyone saw Qingyunzi Jinyi's appearance. I didn't expect it to be such a thin piece of clothing. Like a thin coat. After being taken off by Lin Chen, he handed it to Xiaozi, who was not far away. Xiaozi, help the young master hold it. Okay, master. Xiaozi trotted over and caught Qingyunzi Jinyi. I was also secretly shocked. Lin Chen seemed to be getting more and more terrifying. Xiaozi, who knew Lin Chen best, knew that Lin Chen was definitely not lying. But everyone else was stunned when they saw it. Lin Chen actually took off his protective clothing. This is to kill people and kill people. I just don't know if I will get myself killed by doing this. You, Murong Baichuan pointed at Lin Chen and almost lost his energy and blood. Very angry. He had just finished saying that it was because of the defensive treasure. Lin Chen was just slapping him in the face. He knew that Lin Chen must be a person with two skills. Otherwise it wouldn't be so. It made him tangled in his heart. Even if he used a spiritual weapon, he would not be able to cause harm to Lin Chen. He couldn't even imagine how terrifying Lin Chen was. Even he would be extremely embarrassed. But he still took out his spiritual weapon. A long sword. It is a middle-grade spiritual weapon. He always regarded it as a treasure. Even though it is only a middle-grade spiritual weapon, it is also extremely difficult to obtain. The average innate strong person only has one low-grade spiritual weapon at most. Some don't even have one. With his own strength and this middle-grade spiritual weapon, Lin Chen was so confident. He didn't believe that Lin Chen was really not a human being. Will be able to stand still and block his attack. This is impossible. Murong Baichuan looked at Lin Chen and said sadly, you will pay the price for your stupidity. Say it. Without any hesitation, he quickly slashed towards Lin Chen with a medium-grade spiritual weapon in hand. Everyone else looked nervously. Ding! There was a crisp sound. Then, everyone saw an even more terrifying scene. Lin Chen's body was surrounded by sword auras, entwined with golden flames. Looks like a peerless god. As if he really wasn't human. The terrifying power made everyone tremble in their hearts. At the same time, Lin Chen's calm voice came, really? I may be a stupid person, but it's enough to deal with you, isn't it? Puff. Murong Baichuan finally couldn't bear the stimulation anymore and spurted out a mouthful of blood. Flying straight towards Lin Chen's face. But before he could reach Lin Chen, he was burned to death by golden flames. At the same time, something more terrifying happened. Murong Baichuan found that the spiritual weapon in his hand began to melt rapidly. It was about to spread to his hands in an instant. Fortunately, he reacted quickly and quickly retreated, looking embarrassed. The spiritual weapon was actually melted. What kind of flame is this? Why is it so scary? Everyone was stunned again. You must know that the spiritual weapon itself is forged after thousands of times of hard work and burning with strange fire. It itself is burned out of impurities. And with the blessing of spiritual patterns, it is almost impossible to be melted. Or be directly damaged. It will only take a long time to pass by before it will eventually lose its spiritual patterns and begin to be destroyed. And this will take a long time. But now it was happening in front of them. No one dared to speak this time. Already shocked, he fell to the ground and didn't know how to express his feelings at this time. If Lin Chen had relied on the defensive treasure clothes before. So what does this mean now? Evildoer, genius, no, neither. At this moment, Lin Chen seemed to be a god. Refreshed everyone's worldview. It collapsed in an instant. I never thought that I would be able to meet such a divine person in my lifetime. It's too scary. He is only at the 3rd level of the true Yuan realm. As expected of you, young master. It seems that we are really with the right person. The young master will surely rule the Tianlong continent. I will have no regrets in my life if I can follow such a person. Lin Chen didn't pay attention to these compliments. He looked at Murong Baichuan like an ant. You have one last chance. After this time, you will have no chance. Use all the moves you have not used yet. Murong Baichuan's face turned pale. There are no moves that he hasn't used yet. After using all his strength, the middle-grade spiritual weapon was also destroyed. The spiritual weapon was connected to him, and now he was also severely injured. At this moment, he was completely afraid of Lin Chen. He only has one idea now. That is to go back quickly and tell them everything that happened here in Xiaoyao Tomb, and let them escape as quickly as possible. Don't ever meet this man in your life. At the same time, he also secretly hated Yu Lanruo, and even Zheng Wuchen cursed secretly. Why do you like such a woman and bring such terrible enemies to Xiaoyao Tomb? Murong Baichuan never thought that he would meet someone like Lin Chen in his lifetime. A lifetime of bad luck has been spent here. So far, Lin Chen has not taken action yet. He had one more chance to make Lin Chen stand still and let him attack. But does he still dare? He doesn't dare. He was completely afraid of Lin Chen at this moment. Even if he dared to attack Lin Chen again, he knew it would be of no use. Think of this. He silently looked at the people of the Yulin family and the 2 elders from Xiaoyao Tomb. I muttered in my heart, I'm sorry. The next moment, Murong Baichuan took action decisively. Not facing Lin Chen, but grabbing the 2 elders of Xiaoyao Tomb with one hand. They had been seriously injured before, but now they were like little chickens in Murong Baichuan's hands. The technique practiced by Murong Baichuan is very special. It can arouse the power of cultivation in many people who are weak to themselves, thus producing powerful explosive power. He wanted to use the lives of these 2 elders to help him escape. Only by escaping by yourself and telling Xiaoyao Tomb everything about this place can you avoid the destruction of Xiaoyao Tomb. He is also afraid of death. It was the first time I felt death so close. Sometimes necessary sacrifices are inevitable, he comforted himself. And it might be able to directly blow up Lin Chen and seriously injure him. In this case, just turn around and bring the people from Xiaoyao Tomb to quickly kill Lin Chen. Then nothing will happen to them at Xiaoyao Tomb. He may even become a great hero because of it. I'm sorry, 2 elders, your death will save my Xiaoyao Tomb from the fire and water. Murong Baichuan finally said something into the ears of the 2 elders. The 2 elders also looked horrified. How come they don't know how special Murong Baichuan's technique is? At this moment, I only feel the power in my body boiling, as if it is about to explode. They knew that it was Murong Baichuan who did it. This guy actually wanted to use their lives to save themselves. They hate it. Finally, he stared at Murong Baichuan. However, his body still moved in the direction of Lin Chen uncontrollably. Boom boom. 2 strong explosions sounded, causing a storm in an instant. The explosion of power in the 2 bodies at the early stages of the Qi-Si realm was so terrifying. Although Xie Dongtian and all the innate experts used their power to resist at the same time, it only took an instant for the protective power to be scattered. Everyone in the Lin family looked desperate. No one thought that Murong Baichuan had such a skill. Lin Chen and Xie Dongtian might be fine or suffer some serious injuries. But what about everyone else? Just then, suddenly there was a deafening dragon roar. Then everyone saw a huge evil dragon head suspended in the air. He directly swallowed the astonishing explosive energy into his belly. Then he burped lightly. It's like taking a breath of air. Xiaozi looked at Long Qi in shock. Long Qi, who was like a small monster beside her just now, suddenly became so huge. The power all over his body was like the arrival of a king. The radiating flames made the surrounding air seem to be burning. Let her finally understand what Long Qi said before. I didn't expect that I would have such a pet. What's even more frightening is that Long Qi listens to Lin Chen's words. What kind of monster is this? God. Dragon. Everyone in the Lin family looked at this scene with dull expressions and disbelief. The long dragon is indeed different from the dragon, which makes many people have misunderstandings. Lin Zhenshan was also trembling. Looking at Lin Chen, he felt excited again. What kind of evildoer is in the Lin family? Ever since Lin Chen easily blocked Murong Baichuan's attacks twice before, Lin Zhenshan suspected that he was dreaming. Now another scene happened before our eyes. Lin Zhenshan pinched himself hard and was sure that this was not a dream. It was almost crazy. He saw it clearly just now. This terrifying giant beast that resembled a dragon came back with Lin Chen yesterday. He didn't care yet. Now it seems that Lin Chen has too many secrets. It was also far more powerful than he imagined. If everyone had only thought that Lin Chen was a genius who had not grown up before. Now, Lin Chen is an absolute strong man. A strong man who could challenge the top powers within 100,000 miles like Xiaoyaozhong. The Yulin family is a piece of shit again. They are just a bunch of little grasshoppers jumping around. Not to mention Lin Yuanbai. At this moment, I was thinking that I had been in a coma for a few days. Is this still the world he knows? Too crazy. Murong Baichuan was also stunned. He is from Xiaoyaozhong, so he naturally has more knowledge than Lin Zhenshan and others. How can I not feel it? This is the authentic and pure divine dragon breath. Once upon a time, he, Xiaoyaozhong, entered a secret realm with other big forces. A secret realm left by a powerful dragon clan. He had personally felt the powerful divine dragon aura on the dragon bone. No one knows this kind of aura better than him, and it is definitely Shenlong. But what frightened him even more was that the dragon in front of him, which was obviously Lin Chen's pet, exuded power and dragon fire that was stronger than the one he saw in the secret realm. This was beyond his knowledge. But soon, he breathed a sigh of relief. Because he has activated the teleportation talisman. Once the 1,000-mile teleportation talisman is activated, the time is very short. Once teleported, he will be teleported thousands of miles away. When the time comes, these people won't be able to do anything to him. Then he went back and told everything, causing Xiaoyaozhong to run away immediately. Go to a place 100,000 miles away, or even 1,000,000 miles away to take root again. I can't face this man either. At this time, Murong Baichuan's whole body was exuding mysterious runes. The light of the 1,000-mile teleportation talisman in his hand is gradually dimming. With his mood relaxed, he looked at Lin Chen and said, I admit that you are very strong and powerful. You are a super monster that I have never seen before. But unfortunately, you probably don't have such a good thing as the 1,000-mile teleportation talisman. I'm leaving. I hope I will never see you again in this life. It's really unlucky for the Yulin family to provoke you, but they deserve it. At this moment, everyone in the Yulin family looked ashen. Yulin Zhanong also felt depressed. The teleportation talisman can only teleport one person. Murong Baichuan obviously had no intention of saving them. There is no way to save them. He couldn't even protect himself if he stayed here. This was indeed the first time Lin Chen saw the 1,000 miles teleportation talisman. A sword energy came directly from his palm and rushed towards Murong Baichuan. But it disappeared in an instant. Murong Baichuan was even more proud when he saw it. He smiled and explained, the 1,000 miles teleportation talisman is the power that communicates with space. Even if your attack hits me, it will be of no use. It has already entered the space directly. No matter how much useless work you do, it will be useless. You can't stop me anymore. Yeah, I don't think so. Lin Chen's faint voice sounded, and the next moment he suddenly appeared in front of Murong Baichuan. Murong Baichuan was stunned. I have a vague feeling about it. Really. The next moment, Lin Chen's palm was facing his whole body, emitting bursts of strange and unpredictable power. The magical power of yin and yang. Cultivating to a high level can reverse everything in this world. Although Lin Chen doesn't have such power yet. But just reversing a mere 1,000-mile teleportation talisman is not a big problem. As Lin Chen uses the magical power of yin and yang rotation. Everyone was surprised to see that the mysterious runes around Murong Baichuan began to gradually disappear. The power of the 1,000-mile teleportation talisman seemed to have all returned, and the originally dim 1,000-mile teleportation talisman began to shine brightly again. Looks sparkling. Only a short moment passed. The teleportation talisman returned to its previous state before it was activated. Murong Baichuan stood in front of Lin Chen in horror, his calves trembling. The scene before him once again exceeded his understanding. The 1,000-mile teleportation talisman that has been used will still remain the same. What method is this? Murong Baichuan can guarantee that he has never heard of such a thing in his life. Remembering the proud look just now, Murong Baichuan wished he could slap himself twice. Just when Murong Baichuan was still in a daze, Lin Chen had already taken the 1,000-mile teleportation talisman from Murong Baichuan's hand and started looking at it. Lin Chen didn't have such a thing. Of course he won't let it go. After being reversed by him, it has completely returned to its original state. It will also work well if you keep it for your own use in the future. Then he glanced at Murong Baichuan lightly. Just this glance almost scared Murong Baichuan's soul out of his body. Plop! Murong Baichuan finally couldn't bear the pressure. He knelt down directly in front of Lin Chen. Kowtow is like pounding garlic. Keep begging for mercy. Master Lin, please spare your life. It's all the villain's fault, please spare the villain. People around him stared with wide eyes and mouths in shock. A middle-level Qi Si realm kneeling in front of a third-level True Yuan realm begging for mercy. What nonsense, but it really happened before their eyes. Just because this person is Lin Chen. Lin Chen looked at Murong Baichuan, but shook his head and said, "Do you think I will spare you? Since I helped the Yulin family and made a choice that I shouldn't have made, I must be aware of the consequences." Poof! As Lin Chen finished speaking, a sword energy gently sliced open Murong Baichuan's head. Murong Baichuan's head was left rolling on the ground unwilling to open his eyes. The fifth elder of Xiaoyao Tomb, a strong man in the middle stage of Qi Si realm, died in the Lin family. It feels extremely unreal. Everyone in the Yulin family was in despair at this moment. A feeling of fear spread through them. And Xie Dongtian and more than 208 experts have tightly surrounded them. Don't talk about running away. They didn't even dare to move at this moment. Naturally, Lin Chen didn't need to worry too much about such trivial matters. Lin Zhenshan immediately issued an order. No one from the Yulin family will be left alive. Back to Zhang Chengdao. When Lin Chen dealt with the Yulin family. After separating from Lin Chen, after traveling for more than a day, he finally rushed back to the vicinity of Qingyan sect. It didn't take so long to travel. But on the way, he met another person named Sheng Haoyao. And he is hunting down his Qingyan sect disciples. Although he wasn't the one who injured him last time. But the old and new grudges combined, Zhang Chengdao was naturally the one who decisively took action to kill Sheng Haoyao. Along the way, he found the lost Qingyan sect disciple again. At this moment, Zhang Chengdao was accompanied by more than a dozen disciples of the Qingyan sect. Both men and women are available. He looked at Zhang Chengdao with admiration. They all knew Zhang Chengdao before. It's just the late stage of innateness. And it's nowhere near as powerful as it is now. But it was only a few days after I left. When he came back, he was already in great perfection. And it is infinitely more powerful than the ordinary innate Zochan. This time it was Zhang Chengdao, a junior fellow student, who led some disciples of the Qingyan sect to practice. At this moment, even this junior brother was looking at Zhang Chengdao with admiration. Among the people in Sheng Haoyao's group were two powerful men in the late Shantian stage. He is no match either. But as soon as Zhang Chengdao came, he only used one move and easily killed two late-stage innate warriors. Even if they are both innate Zochan, it is extremely difficult to achieve this. This junior fellow student was made to guess for a moment, what exactly did Zhang Chengdao go through during his trip? There has been such a big transformation. The junior brother couldn't help but ask, "Senior brother Zhang, why did your cultivation suddenly improve so rapidly? And I don't know why, I feel like looking at you is like looking into an abyss, which is as deep as unfathomable. Senior brother, did you get any great opportunity during this trip?" Zhang Chengdao was also feeling proud at this moment. How long had he been so proud? Those elders who were once as famous as him are now like chickens and dogs in front of him. Killing them casually is like abusing scum. And it takes almost no effort. It's like crushing 2 grasshoppers and ants to death. Not all was given to him by Lin Chen. If he hadn't begged for nothing at that time, how could he have obtained such an opportunity? Zhang Chengdao felt lucky for his original decision. Upon hearing this junior brother's words, the young disciples also looked at Zhang Chengdao with expectation. After all, young disciples are interested in these chance encounters. I hope I can have the opportunity to meet you someday. Zhang Chengdao felt such a tension and nodded gently, stroking his beard. Yes, I really got a great opportunity when I went out this time. I was also lucky. I was injured by Xu Yunqi, who was full of fire, but he didn't expect to help me. At this moment, as Zhang Chengdao spoke, he was actually somewhat grateful to Xu Yunqi. I thought that the next time I see Xu Yunqi, his expression will be very good looking. After receiving Zhang Chengdao's confirmation, the junior brother and the young disciples all had envious expressions. No need to think about it, Zhang Chengdao must have received an opportunity beyond their imagination. The junior brother asked again, I wonder what kind of opportunity the senior brother has got this time. Can you give the junior brother and the young disciples some insights? Zhang Chengdao was stunned when he heard this. But then he shook his head. Although he has great trust in the people of his Qingyan sect. But what he obtained was a heaven-level skill. What is that concept? As long as someone's mouth leaks a little bit, the entire Qingyan sect will be exposed in less than a day. The land has also been peeled off by the inner and outer layers. Zhang Chengdao would definitely never tell anyone about such a big matter. The fewer people who know, the better. Sometimes not telling them is also to protect them. Although he had already planned to leave Qingyan sect to find Lin Chen. But it is impossible to gamble with Qingyan sect, whom he has been in love with for many years. But think about it, Lin Chen gave him 2 spatial bags full of treasures before. The number is astonishing, although it is also extremely precious. But taking out a small amount will not shake the foundation of Qingyan sect. Looking at the expectant looks of his junior brother and the young disciples, Zhang Chengdao thought that he was leaving soon, so he no longer felt stingy. Immediately took out a space bag and poured a small pile out of it. The junior fellow apprentices and the young disciples who looked at him were breathless and dumbfounded. Fortunately, the young disciple does not have so much knowledge. But you can also feel the rich spiritual energy emanating from it. It is incomparable to any treasure in Qingyan sect. But there are so many here. Not to mention junior brother Zhang Chengdao. These things are instantly recognizable. The top weapon refining material, fire crystal, a lot of elixirs, all of them top-grade elixirs, ambergris. Oh my god, senior brother, have you robbed some superpower? The junior brother almost went crazy on the spot. But he didn't know how much impact he would have on the hearts of those young disciples every time he announced a name. After that, almost everyone reacted. Looking at Zhang Chengdao, he was very excited. The junior brother asked in a trembling voice, Senior brother, are you taking this thing out to give to us? Zhang Chengdao couldn't help but smile and shook his head. Of course, just think of it as a meeting gift from me. You can choose yourselves. You're welcome. I have plenty here. Zhang Chengdao patted the 2 space bags that were still full. There was no care on his face. He looks like a wealthy landowner and a wealthy man. The junior brother and all the young disciples who watched it admired him to death. Thank you, senior brother. From now on, I will do whatever senior brother asks me to do. If he asks me to go up the mountain, I will never chase the chicken. I will be senior brother's loyal little brother. Junior brother swore, patting his chest. My senior brother actually got such a heaven-defying opportunity. It was almost too big for him to understand. Junior brother also knew that Zhang Chengdao must be hiding something. However, he was too sensible and didn't ask any more questions. Being able to get these, he was already very satisfied. Not to mention those young disciples. After knowing how awesome these treasures were, they all knelt on the ground and worshipped Zhang Chengdao. Thank you, uncle, for giving me such a great opportunity. Zhang Chengdao could feel that these people were coming from the bottom of their hearts. He nodded slightly and raised his hand. Everyone, get up. As a disciple of my Qingyan sect, I cannot be looked down upon outside. Take these things and practice well in the future. Don't lose the name of my Qingyan sect. Yes, uncle, don't worry, All the young disciples responded excitedly. After that, Zhang Chengdao watched them finish dividing the small pile. Although it is only a small pile, it is enough to last them a lifetime. Okay, we have arrived at Qingyan sect. Let's go up quickly. I have important matters to discuss with my senior brother. Zhang Chengdao came to say goodbye this time. I still feel somewhat reluctant to give up. But following Lin Chen, he will definitely rise in the future. The small Qingyan sect is not his final destination. Okay, uncle. The group happily took what they had obtained and followed Zhang Chengdao to the mountain gate of Qingyan sect. But soon, everyone's expressions changed. Just when they reached the foot of the mountain, they found several corpses. And judging by their clothes, they are all disciples of the Qingyan sect. It's broken. Something happened to our Qingyan sect. Zhang Chengdao was emotionally unstable, and his aura shook, causing the surrounding rocks to shatter in an instant. This scene once again left his junior brother and all the young disciples stunned. Zhang Chengdao doesn't know how strong he is now. Uncle Master, let's go up and take a look. There must be evil people coming to our Qingyan sect. Zhang Chengdao also speculated this way. Immediately, the group of people headed towards the top of the mountain where the Qingyan sect's headquarters is located. Qingyan sect is very big. It is one of the largest forces within thousands of miles. Feiyan Pavilion is no less generous than Xie Dongtian. It's just a little far away from Yancheng. I rarely interact with Xie Dongtian's Feiyan Pavilion. But it doesn't take long for an innately strong person to travel. Zhang Chengdao led everyone up the mountain and soon found more corpses of Qingyan sect disciples. At the same time, there were also corpses of people from other forces, who were recognized by them. Xiongmen, Tianshuan sect, Phoenix Valley, and people from Shenghaoyao. They are besieging our Qingyan sect. In an instant, Zhang Chengdao's expression changed again. Except for Shenghaoyao, these forces are as famous as the Qingyan sect. Several other forces surpassed the Qingyan sect. There is very little communication on weekdays. Now they have come to Qingyan sect together. But now that there are so many dead bodies here, it is obvious that the Qingyan sect is under siege. Although he didn't know why, Zhang Chengdao's heart suddenly trembled. Being besieged by so many powerful forces, it would be difficult for the Qingyan sect to resist. Thinking of this, Zhang Chengdao did not dare to wait any longer for those young disciples. Said, "Junior brother, you take these disciples to follow. I'll go up quickly and take a look first." After Zhang Chengdao finished speaking, his figure suddenly accelerated. Use the yin-yang magic skill that Lin Chen gave him. In an instant, the speed was so fast that no one could see it, and he disappeared in front of everyone. The magical power of yin and yang rotation is so terrifying, and the bonus given to Zhang Chengdao is extremely terrifying. Both the energy and the speed have been greatly improved. He shocked his junior brother and a group of young disciples again. Junior brother couldn't help but shook his head. Senior brother Zhang has changed. It seems that he will leave our Qingyan sect soon. Although Zhang Chengdao didn't say it, Zhang Chengdao has obviously surpassed the current sect master. Continuing to stay in Qingyan sect will only cause irreconcilable conflicts. He has seen the future. I was quite happy for Zhang Chengdao. Mo Yunting, now that you are at the end of your strength, hand over the purple gold stone as soon as possible. Maybe you will be left with a whole body. Mo Yunting is the leader of the Qingyan sect. In the past 2 days, he had just broken through his cultivation level and reached the half-step Qi realm. But facing the siege of the 4 major forces, there is almost no stopping power. At this moment, he was seriously injured. The person who spoke was none other than Headmaster Sheng Hoayao, He Detong. He is already half a step into the Qi realm. It would be difficult for Mo Yunting to fight against him alone. What's more, there are several other forces that have surpassed Qingyan sect before. The master of the Phoenix Valley has entered the half-step Qi realm and has been cultivating for many years. The leader of Tianshuan sect is also an experienced half-step Qi realm practitioner. The most terrifying thing is that the leader of the Ziyang sect, Chu Wanzhong, has officially entered the Qi realm. It can be said to be extremely terrifying. Mo Yunting couldn't make a single move in his hands. Chu Wanzhong didn't even have to take action from beginning to end. It's all because of that piece of purple gold stone. Purple gold stone is an excellent material for refining high-grade spiritual weapons. The information Mo Yunting obtained was leaked. He who is radiant with fire knows it. He Datong, the leader of the Shengguoyao sect, has always been at odds with the Qingyan sect. You can't defeat the Qingyan sect alone. So they joined forces with several other forces, especially Chu Wanzhong, the leader of the Ziyang sect, to force them to Qingyan Mountain. Mo Yunting knew that whether he handed it over or not, he would die. These people will not create trouble for themselves. Simply very tough. He took out a head-sized purple stone from the space bag, which was the purple stone. He said disdainfully, "The purple stone is in my hand. If you want it, just step over my body. See this amethyst." The heads of several forces suddenly lit up. A high-grade spiritual weapon is enough to double their strength. Even many Qi realms do not have high-grade spiritual weapons. They couldn't help but be jealous. Except for Chu Wanzhong, everyone else also knew that they could only take a few small heads at most. But enough is enough for them. Refining some small spiritual weapons also has endless uses. Hearing this, an elder Sheng Haoyao immediately stood up and said, "Everyone, please rest. This Mo Yunting is at the end of his strength, so let me come down and kill him, so as not to dirty the hands of all the sect leaders." Hua Shaoshan. He is the great elder of Sheng Haoyao, with advanced Shantian cultivation. The guy who had just obtained a mid-level earth-level kung fu method and severely injured Zhang Chengdao before. Now that we have reached the final stage, we naturally plan to show off. Maybe you can get some soup too. Anyway, Mo Yunting now is just a lamb to be slaughtered. Hearing this, Chu Wanzhong and others nodded. Hua Shaoshan walked towards Mo Yunting step by step and said, "Zhang Chengdao received a slap from me before. Although he escaped, I'm afraid he is already a corpse now. Now I want to kill you, Mo Yunting, again. After you go down, you must remember that it was me, Hua Shaoshan, who destroyed your Qingyan sect." When everyone heard Hua Shaoshan bragging, they all looked down upon him. But I'm too lazy to say it. Mo Yunting's body was shocked. He was surprised that Zhang Chengdao hadn't come back as scheduled in the past few days. I didn't expect that it would be Hua Shaoshan who did it. This made his hatred for Sheng Haoyao deepen. My heart is sad. But then I was relieved. You can also meet Zhang Chengdao underground. After Hua Shaoshan finished speaking, he said nothing more and hit Mo Yunting with a palm. Some of the elders around Mo Yunting who were also seriously injured looked desperate and sad at this moment. Mo Yunting used his last strength and planned to fight back desperately, even if he wanted to inflict some injuries on Hua Shaoshan. But suddenly his eyes flashed. Boom! Hua Shaoshan was kicked away and fell to the ground, vomiting blood. Directly suffered irreparable serious injuries. And Zhang Chengdao's figure also appeared in front of everyone. Junior brother. Brother. Mo Yunting and the people of Qingyan sect were all bright-eyed. It turned out that Zhang Chengdao was not dead. First I was surprised, then a burst of surprise. But then Mo Yunting sighed again. Said, "Junior brother, why did you come back?" Alas. The current situation of Qingyan sect is obviously not optimistic. There are so many powerful people here, even he and the entire Qingyan sect are unable to fight against them. What can a Zhang Chengdao do? Mo Yunting, who knew his junior brother well, knew that if Zhang Chengdao came back now, he could only die again. Zhang Chengdao's other juniors also had the same idea. The original joy turned into worry. But Zhang Chengdao didn't take it seriously. Although he had only followed Lin Chen for a short time, he was no longer what he used to be. He turned his head and glanced at Mo Yunting and the other juniors and said, "Don't worry, everyone, as long as I, Zhang Chengdao, are here today, no one can harm me, Qingyan sect." Awesomeness. This is how everyone in the Qingyan sect feels. In the past, Zhang Chengdao always looked like a twilight old man. Not only does he look much younger now, his eyes seem to have regained the domineering look of his youth. No, how come junior brother has become younger? His cultivation level. Mo Yunting soon realized that Zhang Chengdao's current cultivation level had exceeded the innate Zochan perfection. Other junior fellow apprentices also discovered this. They were naturally happy for Zhang Chengdao, but what was the use? Becoming frustrated and worried again. And at this time, Chu Wanzhong and the others were also stunned. Unexpectedly, the person who Hua Shaoshan said should die would come back. But so what? Chu Wanzhong and others just glanced at it and didn't care. Only Master Sheng Haoyao, He Detong and Hua Xiaoshan were the most angry. Hua Xiaoshan was already breathing more out than in, but he still had some breath left to stare at Zhang Chengdao. There was disbelief and resentment in his eyes. Zhang Chengdao had obviously been hit by him before, and he knew that it would be difficult for Zhang Chengdao to survive with that kind of injury. What he resented was that Zhang Chengdao had embarrassed him in front of so many people. He unexpectedly attacked him. At this moment, everyone thought that Zhang Chengdao suddenly appeared for a sneak attack, and had no idea how terrifying his strength was. He Detong even scolded. Zhang Chengdao, you dared to sneak attack on my people Sheng Huayao, today I will cut you into pieces. After saying that, he jumped up and attacked Zhang Chengdao. With a half-step Qi realm cultivation level, the people around him had no intention of helping. It was as if he had seen the end of Zhang Chengdao being killed by his hand. After all, the gap between Shantian Zochan and half-step Qi realm is too big. But Zhang Chengdao just looked at He Detong rushing over and didn't care at all. His kick just now could kill Hua Xiaoshan directly. But he didn't. Didn't this person show off his power in front of him just by obtaining a mid-level earth-level skill? Then he would let him watch how he killed these people with his more powerful skills. Boom! Zhang Chengdao just slapped He Detong, who was rushing towards him. Moment. He Detong didn't even scream. It was directly blasted into blood mist. The scene is extremely shocking and bloody. Leave everyone else alone. Hua Xiaoshan trembled all over and vomited more blood in his mouth. I was extremely shocked. Chu Wanzhong couldn't help but take a step back. Fighting across levels, Chu Wanzhong and the leaders of several other major forces were shocked. Just this move, Chu Wanzhong felt that he might not be able to do it. He knew that Zhang Chengdao in front of him was probably not weaker than him. Although he couldn't figure it out, it didn't stop him from being shocked. After thinking for a moment, he looked at Zhang Chengdao and said, "Okay. I didn't expect that the Qingyan sect would still be hiding people like you. How about this, we only need half of the purple gold stone, and then evacuate the Qingyan sect." Chu Wanzhong was a little worried. I don't feel like I have any chance of winning. He is a cautious man. At this moment, I just hope to reconcile with Zhang Chengdao, but I can't come here in vain and ask for half of the purple gold stone to make friends in the future. He believed that Zhang Chengdao knew how to choose. After all, he is in the early stage of the true Qi realm and cannot be compared to others. Zhang Chengdao was stunned when he heard this. Then he turned to look at Mo Yunting and the elders of Qingyan sect who were still in a daze. Said, "Brother, show me the purple gold stone in your hand." "Oh, all right." Mo Yunting finally reacted. He quickly handed over the purple gold stone in his hand. He felt reassured about his junior brother. But my heart was like thunder. It was as if I was meeting Zhang Chengdao for the first time. I don't know what he went through during this outing. After Zhang Chengdao took the purple gold stone, he glanced at it lightly, with an expression of disgust on his face. Purple stone is good, but compared with the fire crystal in his space bag, it was not at the same level. Fire crystal is a material for refining the best spiritual weapons. And he has plenty of them. Even if he wanted it, Lin Chen would definitely not be stingy. After just one glance, Zhang Chengdao threw the purple gold stone down Qingyan Mountain with a strong force like throwing garbage. To everyone's surprise, just such a piece of broken stone has caused our Qingyan sect to lose so many disciples, so what's the use of it? Not to mention Chu Wanzhong and the others were confused. Mo Yunting's face also turned red. The purple stone they tried their best to protect. Zhang Chengdao just threw it away like garbage. Mo Yunting was also about to get angry, but soon he was stunned again and swallowed the words that came to his lips. I saw Zhang Chengdao casually taking out the space bag, pouring out a lot of fire crystals and saying, "Brother, there will be enough fire crystals in the future. Don't pick up this kind of rubbish amethyst anymore. Junior brother can't afford to throw away this person." Quote. Since following Lin Chen, Zhang Chengdao's mentality has undergone tremendous changes. With such a big backer, he was extremely swollen at the moment. This is all fire crystal. Mo Yunting and the elders of Qingyan sect were stunned. Chu Wanzhong and the people from several factions were also stunned. Hua Xiaoshan, who was lying there, spat out a mouthful of blood. There was extreme fire in his eyes. These things are what they have dreamed of all their lives. Great opportunity. This piece of enlightenment must have given you a great opportunity. As long as I kill him, everything will be mine. Chu Wanzhong changed his mind again. He has always been cautious, but now he has chosen the plan of seeking wealth through risk, and plans to take a risk. As long as it succeeds, the crow will become a phoenix. Naturally, people from other factions thought the same way. They all looked at Zhang Chengdao with enthusiasm. Face these looks. Zhang Chengdao didn't care at all, he just wanted to let these people see that they couldn't get it. He actually killed so many people in his Qingyan sect. Looking at them, Zhang Chengdao said disdainfully, "You must want it very much, so come on. As long as you can defeat this elder, all of this will be yours. I still have a lot more." As Zhang Chengdao spoke, he deliberately opened the 2 interdimensional bags to show Chu Wanzhong and the others. It looks extremely undercut. Finally, Chu Wanzhong and the others couldn't bear it anymore. They took action together and headed towards Zhang Chengdao. "Kill him. They're all ours." Zhang Chengdao was still disdainful. He is practicing the yin and yang rotation magic skill, and his strength at this moment is no weaker than that in the middle stage of Qi realm. Different from Xie Dongtian and others. What Zhang Chengdao practiced was Lin Chen's own technique. Enough to make a pig take off. What's more, Zhang Chengdao is not even a pig. Ah. Mo Yunting and all the survivors of the Qingyan sect only saw a flash in front of their eyes, and bursts of screams echoed through the mountain peaks. Too fast. It's so fast that no one has a chance to react. Everything is done in a flash. When Zhang Chengdao's figure appeared again, Chu Wanzhong and the others had all been killed by Zhang Chengdao. Mo Yunting and everyone in the Qingyan sect just stared blankly. It was as if he had forgotten to breathe. Not to mention Hua Xiaoshan, who had been lying there half dead. His eyes were wide open at this moment, and he didn't want to believe what he saw in front of him. The extreme panic in his heart made his body tremble. I never imagined that Zhang Chengdao, who was not even his opponent a few days ago, would suffer such a serious injury. Not only was he completely healed, he was also so horrified. He couldn't figure it out. But at this moment, I felt extremely regretful as to why I had to follow him here today. Seeing Zhang Chengdao walking towards him step by step, Hua Xiaoshan went completely crazy. With a shrill howl, he tried to stand up and run away, but Zhang Chengdao stepped on his body firmly, and he could only vomit blood. "No, don't kill me. I was wrong." Hua Xiaoshan was scared to death. The scene just now made him feel like he was dreaming. He doesn't want to die. But how could Zhang Chengdao let him go? Although this was a blessing in disguise, if he had not met Lin Chen, he would definitely be dead by now. It's too late. Hua Xiaoshan, you think you are invincible after obtaining a mid-level Earth-level skill, but you don't know that there are people outside the world and there are people outside the world. Get a good child in your next life. It will be bad luck for you to meet me in this life. Pong. Zhang Chengdao trampled Hua Xiaoshan to death. Everything is settled. Chu Wanzhong and the others who almost destroyed the Qingyan sect were all eliminated by Zhang Chengdao alone. Mo Yunting and the survivors of Qingyan sect were speechless for a long time. It wasn't until Zhang Chengdao walked up to Mo Yunting that Mo Yunting reacted. After swallowing hard twice, he asked with a hoarse voice, "Junior brother, where have you been these past few days? It's so shocking. These countless exciting treasures are like free money." And Zhang Chengdao's strength. It was simply beyond their comprehension. Fight across levels. And with so many levels of fighting, this is like a myth to all of them. Although Zhang Chengdao seems to be just an innate Zochan cultivation at this moment. But obviously the strength has far exceeded. Not to mention Mo Yunting, the others were also sluggish, looking at Zhang Chengdao with curiosity and expectation. Obviously, he got a great opportunity beyond everyone's imagination. More thanks. If it were not for Zhang Chengdao, the Qingyan sect would really be wiped out this time. Zhang Chengdao was also slightly proud. Looking at everyone's eyes like this, I felt for the first time that I was still young. There is still a long way to go. Cleared his throat. Zhang Chengdao said, "Ahem, it's a long story. Everyone is more or less injured. I'll let the sect leader inform you later." Zhang Chengdao did not forget the purpose of his return. He just came to say goodbye. From then on, he was Lin Chen's servant. Welcome to a new life from now on. There was no more time for him to delay. And for some things, just telling Mo Yunting alone is enough. Everyone nodded when they heard this. Yes, what senior brother Zhang said is, let's heal the wounds first. Senior brother Zhang is really amazing. Our Qingyan sect is really lucky. With senior brother Zhang here, let's see who dares to bully my Qingyan sect in the future. Uncle Zhang will be my idol from now on. The killing just now was so exciting. Everyone nodded and praised him one after another. At this moment, the junior brother and a group of young disciples of the Qingyan sect who had been lagging behind finally caught up, panting. Just in time to see corpses all over the ground. Recognized the identities of those people. Their bodies were all shaken. The junior brother murmured, what on earth happened? Soon, they saw Zhang Chengdao and Mo Yunting come over quickly and ask. When I learned that Zhang Chengdao did it all by himself, my heart turned upside down. I screamed in my heart, it's too scary. Zhang Chengdao didn't say any more, and after giving Mo Yunting some exercises to heal his injuries, he said, Brother Sect Master, I have something to say to you alone. Mo Yunting's body was shaken. He nodded quickly. Okay, junior brother, come and go into the house with me to talk in detail. I'm really curious about what kind of adventure junior brother has had. Mo Yunting was acting like a little fanboy at the moment. He doesn't look like a sect leader at all. Can't blame him. Zhang Chengdao's prestige now even surpasses him. If Zhang Chengdao is willing, he can give up the position of the sect leader. Because Zhang Chengdao is here, the Qingyan sect will be stronger. Far more powerful than before. Zhang Chengdao didn't know what Mo Yunting was thinking. Wei Wei shook her head helplessly, smiled and nodded, okay, let's go talk in the room. What? Junior brother, you have to leave Qingyan sect. Mo Yunting couldn't help but jump up and exclaimed. Just now, he was imagining how powerful the Qingyan sect would be in the future, and was thinking of giving up the position of Qingyan sect's leader to Zhang Chengdao. But luckily for him, he actually asked to leave. This made Mo Yunting a little unacceptable for a while. Zhang Chengdao smiled bitterly, but still explained, Brother, don't be anxious. It's not that I won't come back. I'm just out of town. But if something happens to Qingyan sect, senior brother can go to Yancheng to find me. As long as I am here, Qingyan sect will not be bullied by others. From now on, Qingyan sect will be protected by me. Zhang Chengdao's assurance, patting his chest, moved Mo Yunting for a moment. But he still hopes Zhang Chengdao will not leave. Just as he was about to speak, Zhang Chengdao continued to explain, Brother, my young master is extremely mysterious and I can't say much about him. Don't you want to know what kind of great opportunity I got this time? Let me tell you right now, the biggest opportunity I gained this time when I went out was meeting the young master. I have begged the young master to accept me as a servant. This time I come back just to say goodbye. I will always serve the young master from now on. Master. Mo Yunting was in a daze for a while. He originally thought that Zhang Chengdao had received a great opportunity and looked down upon the Qingyan sect. I really didn't expect that Zhang Chengdao actually wanted to be a servant for a young master. He didn't feel embarrassed about Zhang Chengdao, because he knows his junior brother. Since he can work as a servant for such a young master, then this young master is definitely not an ordinary person and is definitely more powerful than he imagined. Mo Yunting looked at Zhang Chengdao, knowing that he could no longer keep Zhang Chengdao. He nodded helplessly and said, Well, since you have made your decision, senior brother, I won't say anything more. You have to cherish it in the future. Senior brother will also visit you when I have time, so I will take a look at you. That young master. Zhang Chengdao breathed a sigh of relief. After so many years in Qingyan sect, how is it possible to say that there is no emotion? He was really afraid that Mo Yunting wouldn't be able to accept the news. Hearing this, he immediately smiled and nodded and said, Okay, thank you for your understanding, senior brother. However, if senior brother goes to look for me in the future and sees my young master, he must be respectful and not have any conflict. My young master has always been merciless in his actions. If he was hit, I might not be able to save my senior brother. Mo Yunting's body was shaken. In his mind, he had already imagined what Lin Chen would look like. He was ferocious, extremely indifferent, and would kill someone if he was slightly unhappy. He immediately shuddered and nodded. Don't worry, junior brother, I will definitely remember it. Boom. Just as Mo Yunting finished speaking, a powerful aura suddenly emitted from Zhang Chengdao's body. Zhang Chengdao breaks through again. Mo Yunting took a few steps back in shock. Half step to Qi Si realm. No, it's the Qi Si realm. As we all know, after most of the innate powerful people reach the innate perfection, they will first enter the half-step sea of Qi state transition. Only a few geniuses can directly cross that half-step. Directly reach the Qi Si realm. This kind of person is unique among the innate strong people. And how could Mo Yunting, who knew Zhang Chengdao well, not know that Zhang Chengdao was far from having such a talent? But now I can do this. There is no doubt that it is all the result of that young master. Mo Yunting was also filled with emotion. Zhang Chengdao is really lucky. Suddenly an idea came to him. That is to simply disband the Qingyan sect and work with Zhang Chengdao as Lin Chen's servant. But soon Mo Yunting temporarily abandoned this idea. After all, he invested too much in the foundation of Qingyan sect. I really can't bear it. He and the Qingyan sect advanced and retreated together. Zhang Chengdao himself didn't think of it. I suddenly had a breakthrough. And he still took half a step directly across the Qi Si realm to reach the Qi Si realm. Although it is inseparable from his accumulation over the past 100 years. But it also proves the power of the magical power of yin and yang. He is stronger now. Even a strong person in the late stage of Qi Si realm made him feel vulnerable in front of him. Looking at the inexplicably shocked Mo Yunting, he smiled and said, "Senior brother, don't be surprised. This is the benefit of following my young master. Otherwise, I would not have proposed leaving the Qingyan sect. By the way, senior brother, the young master gave me 2 spatial bags of heavenly materials and earthly treasures before. I am leaving soon. This bag will be left for senior brother and Qingyan sect. With these things, even after I leave, Qingyan sect will still rise as quickly as possible. When the time comes, senior brother will retire with success and you can find me and follow the young master with me. My young master must be the man who stands at the top of the Tianlong continent. We will be honored when the time comes." Mo Yunting looked at Zhang Chengdao's admiring look and tone. My heart is itching more and more. But he stopped the urge for the time being. He blankly took the space bag filled with heavenly materials and earthly treasures handed over by Zhang Chengdao. Just by taking a sneak peek, his heartbeat was racing, his breathing was short, and his face was turning red. I was so excited that I couldn't control myself. So many treasures. If you take it out just a little bit, it can make the forces at the level of Qingyan sect take over. Otherwise, a small purple gold stone would not have attracted so many powerful forces before. But now, purple gold stone is compared with these things. It's just garbage. No wonder Zhang Chengdao threw it away after taking one look at it. It's really not on the table. Thank you, junior brother. Senior brother knows that you will not be short of such things after you follow the young master. Senior brother will not be polite to you. Senior brother is a poor man. Mo Yunting quickly put the things in his arms, as if he was afraid that others would snatch them from him. Zhang Chengdao couldn't help but laugh. Then he remembered something again and pointed at Mo Yunting. Although Mo Yunting's cultivation level is already half-step to the Qi Si realm. But in the eyes of Zhang Chengdao today, he is no different from a child. There was no room for resistance at all. And he didn't intend to resist. He knew Zhang Chengdao wouldn't harm him. Zhang Chengdao naturally did not harm him. Although he has obtained the super skill yin-yang revolving magic skill passed down to him by Lin Chen. But the exercises he practiced before were unique to Qingyan sect. Because of Lin Chen, he had been upgraded to the prefectural level, far exceeding the Qingyan sect's original skills. The magical power of yin and yang is such a big thing that Zhang Chengdao is not good at passing it on to Mo Yunting. Moreover, the high-grade earth-level techniques are sufficient. Really, Mo Yunting didn't understand until Zhang Chengdao stopped. He looked at his Dantian in disbelief. This is my Qingyan sect's technique. How can it be a top-level earth-level technique? Mo Yunting almost went crazy on the spot. So shocking. Zhang Chengdao did not hide anything, and said with a touch of pride on his face, "Of course it is because of the young master that he helped me upgrade the Qingyan sect skills. From now on, senior brother, you can pass this skill on to everyone in the Qingyan sect for practice. It won't be long before Qingyan sect will undergo qualitative changes." Why didn't Mo Yunting know this? He suddenly felt excited again. He nodded repeatedly. Junior brother, you are truly the lucky star of our Qingyan sect. Your statue will always stand in our Qingyan sect from now on. After following Lin Chen, Zhang Chengdao didn't care about this anymore. He smiled and nodded without saying anything more. Farewell is complete. Zhang Chengdao also knew the last little thing. He cupped his hands and said, okay, senior brother, it's time for me to leave. We will meet again in the mountains and rivers in the future, and we will see each other again. Junior brother, walk slowly. How about I ask the entire Qingyan sect to see you off? Zhang Chengdao waved his hand. I can't see you, senior brother. It's always a bit sad to say goodbye. I would like to ask senior brother to explain it to me and others. I'll go. Mo Yunting watched Zhang Chengdao quickly fly away and disappear. Soon, another 2 days passed. This morning, Lin Chen woke up in a daze. His cultivation has naturally reached the 5th level of the True Essence realm. There is only one step left to enter the innate realm. Lin Chen was accustomed to these things, and he has no worries about half-step innateness. When the time comes, he will directly enter the innate realm. Xiaozi had just put on her bellyband when she discovered this shocking scene. But it was only a moment of shock, and Xiaozi also showed a accustomed expression. Every morning when he wakes up, Lin Chen will achieve a breakthrough. After seeing more, Xiaozi felt relieved. It can only be explained that Lin Chen is a born monster. Horrible, he was far from comparable to Lin Chen. Xiaozi was also slightly disappointed. He was afraid that one day he would be disliked by Lin Chen. I despise myself for being too low in cultivation. After Lin Chen became dazed, he regained consciousness a little. Noticed Xiaozi's expression and knew what she was thinking. He smiled and said, Xiaozi, don't be discouraged. Later, the young master will find a way to get you something that can directly improve your cultivation level, so that your cultivation level will improve all the way. You don't have to practice so hard on weekdays. The young master is here. When Xiaozi heard this, she immediately smiled and felt happy in her heart. Well, I listened to the young master. It's getting late, let me dress the young master. Xiaozi came to serve Lin Chen immediately after wearing it. When both of them got up, Xiaozi hurriedly went to cook. Although Lin Chen was extremely powerful because of the 5 super skills running in his body at the same time, he would be fine even if he didn't eat for a long time. But I still like to eat Xiaozi's cooking. After Xiaozi finished cooking and the two of them had eaten, Lin Zhenshin came here again with a burst of pride on his face. Next to him were his second uncle Lin Hu and his third uncle Lin Changfeng. These two people also had extremely arrogant expressions on their faces. The people watching wanted to go up and slap them twice. Today's Lin family is no different. It has become the Tuda Emperor's family in Yanchang and even within a radius of 5,000 miles. Xie Dongtian and the others stayed here specifically to stay in contact with Lin Chen for a long time. Even if they tried to get there, it would be useless. After the incident at the Yulin family ended, Xie Dongtian and the others only sent back some of their people. There are still hundreds of innate experts staying at the Lin family every day. It can be said that the current Lin family is like an iron wall. When Lin Zhenshin and the others saw Lin Chen's cultivation level, they all took a deep breath. Their bodies were all shaken, and they quickly stood up straight and showed a friendly smile. Chenur, you have made a breakthrough again. Similar to Xiaozi. Although I was shocked and confused. But he also gradually got used to Lin Chen's breakthrough speed. At the same time, he was also amazed at Lin Chen's terror. When Lin Chen was at the 3rd level of the True Yuan realm, he could easily deal with Murong Baichuan who was in the middle stage of the Qi Si realm. Now at the 5th level of the True Essence realm, how powerful should it be? It's simply unimaginable. It's also beyond their imagination. Lin Chen happened to be in the yard. Hearing this, he nodded lightly. Yes, a breakthrough. After receiving Lin Chen's confirmation, Lin Zhenshin and the others couldn't help but smack their mouths. Nothing more was said. Lin Zhenshin looked at Lin Chen and became more and more satisfied. It feels like the Lin family is really the ancestors of the family. To have such incredible luck. To get a family member like Lin Chen. Thinking of something, Lin Zhenshin carefully took out a pamphlet from his arms and looked around as if he was afraid of someone snatching it. Even Lin Hu and Lin Changfeng behind them felt strange. I don't know why Lin Zhenshin did this. And they didn't know about the booklet. Lin Chen was also slightly confused. I don't know why Lin Zhenshin is so nervous. Lin Zhenshin looked around to see if there was no one around, then he breathed a sigh of relief and looked at Lin Chen and said, Chen'er, since your talent is so evil and so powerful, I won't hide some things from you. Only the family heads of the past generations know about this matter. I shouldn't have told you at this time, but I have to base it on the facts. Don't look at this booklet as it is old. In fact, 1,000 years ago, our Lin family was once glorious. This booklet is a skill passed down from the ancestors of my Lin family. It is a top-level skill at the prefectural level. Once outsiders know about it, I am afraid it will bring disaster to my Lin family. But now Chen'er, you are too powerful and have the ability to know this technique, so I told you. Lin Chen was silent for a moment. I thought it was something. It turns out to be a kung fu method. And it's just an earth-level rubbish technique. It's a level of trash that wouldn't even rank in his league. But at the same time, there was also a doubt in Lin Chen's mind. You know, the exercises that most people in the Lin family practice now are just ordinary Zon-level exercises. It is not 1 or 2 levels different from the Earth-level skills. It's a complete gap. There is such an Earth-level skill, but it was not brought out earlier. Although he was afraid of causing trouble for the Lin family, Lin Chen could see that even Lin Zhenshin himself was only practicing the Lin family's Zon-level skills. This makes no sense at all. And at this time, Lin Hu and Lin Chengfeng on the side suddenly opened their eyes when they heard this. Extremely surprised. At the same time, he was also ashamed of Lin Zhenshin. Lin Chen's skills were so powerful that they were several blocks away from the prefecture-level skills. So what if it's an Earth-level top-notch skill? It's still the kind that's just a few blocks away. They thought that Lin Zhenshin should know about it since they had acquired this kind of skill. Now it seems that Lin Chen has not passed this technique on to Lin Zhenshin. Mainly because Lin Chen has been busy these days and has had little contact with Lin Zhenshin, so he forgot about this matter. Just made such a mistake. Lin Hu and Lin Chengfeng also thought about this. Everyone immediately blushed because of Lin Zhenshin's old face and wanted to stop Lin Zhenshin's embarrassing behavior. But just as he was about to speak, Lin Zhenshin shot him back. Both of you, stand still and listen carefully. I haven't finished speaking yet. Although the two of them are now better than Lin Zhenshin. But naturally he didn't dare to force his father to lift him up. They all shut up helplessly. Lin Zhenshin then continued. I know you must be very curious. With such a level of skill, why don't I practice it myself? Actually, it's because my talent is too weak. Speaking of this, Lin Zhenshin also blushed. It's like a beautiful, naked woman standing in front of you with her arms around your neck and saying, come as you please. But if you don't do your best, there's nothing you can do. Lin Zhenshin was quite helpless. After blushing, Lin Zhenshin continued. The ancestral technique of my Lin family is called Tiangong Star Divine Technique. It is a pure body training technique. It has extremely high talent for practitioners. Moreover, it is extremely dangerous when practicing. If you are not careful, your body will explode and die. In the past thousands of years, no one of the family heads has been able to succeed in cultivation, including me. I can't even get started. That's why this technique has always been there and no one is practicing it. But Chen'er, you are different. I see hope in you. Your talent is the only one I have ever seen in my life. You will definitely be able to practice this Tiangong Star Divine Art. Lin Zhenshin looked at Lin Chen with burning eyes. Lin Chen's talent is that of an extremely terrifying monster. If you can practice this top-notch Earth-level skill Tiangong Star God technique again. Lin Zhenshin could imagine how powerful Lin Chen must be. Thinking of this, Lin Zhenshin was already so excited that he couldn't contain himself. He handed the technique to Lin Chen in the air and looked at him expectantly. An old man said so. Although Lin Chen didn't like it, he couldn't refuse it. Just took it over. Anyway, it's a good idea to take a look first. Lin Zhenshin was also extremely excited after seeing Lin Chen take over the technique. He felt that Lin Chen must be able to practice. Lin Chen's talent was the kind he had never seen in his life. He had this confidence, a blind confidence. It was what Lin Chen had passed on to him over the past few days. It seemed that there was nothing Lin Chen couldn't do. After Lin Chen took over the technique and looked at it, Lin Zhenshan also thought of these two people around him. Watching Lin Hu and Lin Chengfeng regain their majesty as the head of the family, they asked, "You two wanted to interrupt me just now. You probably have something to say. Say it now." Lin Hu and Lin Chengfeng were almost going crazy. Immediately, he pulled Lin Zhenshan aside and told them about Lin Chen's exercises. Lin Zhenshan was stunned when he heard this. "It took me a long time to get relief." They looked at the two of them in disbelief. "You said that Chen gave you a kung fu technique. Is it better than the Tiangong Star Divine technique?" Lin Zhenshan felt a little confused. This is the best earth-level technique passed down from ancestors. If a skill is better than this, wouldn't it be a heaven-level skill? Lin Zhenshan couldn't help but shake his head. It felt unrealistic no matter what. Lin Hu and Lin Chengfeng both nodded seriously. Lin Hu said, "Dad, this matter is true. If we couldn't confirm it before, we can confirm it after chatting with the city lord in the past 2 days. Chen gave our skills are at least as good as Tianji. And, it might even be above the celestial pull." Lin Hu felt a little like he was in a dream when he said these words. This is too explosive. What did the two of them mean before? To be able to be lucky enough to practice this technique that transcends the heavens is a ridiculous thing to think about. Lin Zhenshan was even more confused. Looking at Lin Hu and Lin Chengfeng, their minds couldn't turn around for a while. Lin Chengfeng was smarter and said, "Dad, if you don't believe it, we will pass this technique on to you and you will know after you try it yourself. I believe Chen won't care either. Nothing is easier to believe than experiencing it yourself." Lin Chengfeng knew this. Lin Zhenshan also reacted, "Yes, you will know it after practicing," but he had the urge to beat these two sons. "What is your identity?" He actually asked these two traitors to teach him his skills. But this seems to be the only way it can be done at this time. Thinking of this, Lin Zhenshan nodded helplessly. "Okay then, pass the skills to me and I will try. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more."